Well, good evening. Yamo Akwaba. But okay, 101.7 FM. So, you're live also your partner radio stations. I would do in our I'm sure so I will make a live on Migachu FM. Will cook to me now to make council or NASPA radio or UK. What to make council for media of France and Belgium now to make council almighty. High Life Radio with DC, Virginia, Maryland, Baltimore, you know, your King's Jersey Radio so. It's more good evening here, Kwaba. What would you Canada and America? Good afternoon, and come on. But this is Jasu live on OK 101.7 FM. A friend of him, lady, if you're poking minimum penny for any ever teaching and come on. But you see, and now it's different. And this week, what we were doing was to look at the election analysis and look at constituency. Last Monday, you started region by region, via any steady vote, but then we've been forced to discuss attorney general tape. The attorney general's tape, the almighty tape. And if you look at the air now, it appears that there's an intention to call into question, not even an intention, but what's here NDC press conference or any MPP for also press conference or I feel the judiciary na kwa dane hanam aman krofo ye chicha any chicha na sreni abasasa. Creating it's not even a matter of say creating intention. Obi text messages, no audio about bia. The first thing that the person will do is to question, say, in the judiciary now, or judge for, lawyer for, court system now, or bailiffs near the end of the judiciary, you know. Juma fair and clean and now without favor now I see a much judgmental. Now it is because unimobia now. These are the questions. Any ordinary Ghanaian beer, what's audio no? Any ordinary Ghanaian beer, what would the no? These are legitimate questions. That is if to say these questions were already not in your hands. Because undercover investigations as some judges were cited. This is information that is already out there. And won't say yes, circumstantial. Because some of the cases are not some judges also sued. They sued on it. And in those cases, no, some of them are still pending in court. But it doesn't change the fact, say, justice delivery, justice and kasa, is always bottled down to the perception of the everyday person. Because lawyers and judges, law, lawyers and judges, everyday people. And the perception of what everyday people are doing, whether or not Emrani Juma is very, very important. It's an attorney general tape serious, you know. And then what we'll do is me was security expert will delve into how this recording was done. Who is behind the recording? What is the purpose of recording the attorney general? Any Supreme Court judge? Media. I don't know if somebody will say I'm being biased towards Kulendi JSC, Justice Kulendi, because the Justice Kulendi I know, and I know Justice Kulendi way back. Or not a judge, minimally that. The Justice Kulendi I know is a man of integrity. So it doesn't, for me, it doesn't matter tape here or be a canwasem. The Justice Kulendi I know, his integrity cannot be questioned. 2. His knowledge and understanding of the law obedient to me question. If I'm talking here, I say don't get any NDC press conference from here. First of all, about Justice Kulendi. NDC press conference from here, that is why I don't know this issue where it's coming from. Some conference, he should resign. If anything, no, how obedient to me use against Justice Kulendi, it will be that ethically. But say judge for the attorney general be share there. Law students across law school first year credential say it's normal. Ghana, Oko America, Oko UK, judges and lawyers is here every day. In any case, every year be a judges and lawyers. Some year their friend bar conference. Now before we be a judge, no a lawyer first. You must be a lawyer. Before I be Supreme Court, you must be a lawyer at the bar for 15 years and of sound moral character. These are the requirements of Ghana 1992 Constitution demanded. That you must be a lawyer for 15 years and above. You must be of high moral standard. In fact, under President Rawlings NDC time, it is this same issue now we used to tear Justice Justice Anna was appointed to become the Chief Justice. There were letters that were written to Parliament Appointment Committee according to constitutional regulation, they have to sit and vet the Supreme Court justices. And some of them approve the work Supreme Court. I'm a chief justice. And Justice President Rollins, Justice Anandino, this issue of high moral character was questioned. People wrote letters to President Rollins. They wrote letters to Parliament Appointment Committee. Into a whole year, if we be kokase, then idea Justice Kulendi, Manini, anybody fear to some extent. But what say don't get your issue now. And say don't get your point to making it say, and yet Justice Kulendi crying a free meeting, or say a Godfrey dummy, and a free meeting, and I'll play you a say don't get your video, any text messages. I have the audio too here. Perhaps member of audio no cry sana obi ajone but what assembly. At the end of the day, they may say there's even a bigger issue crying can wasem. The perception about justice is because Ghana, the arms of government, which is president and for the executive, parliament, chief speaker of parliament, and no more for and also legislature, and some about judiciary, now about media force. The way of judiciary is such a sacred organization. Judiciary now on that arm of government is so sacred. They say anything that will dampen the integrity that the judiciary have in the minds of the public, are very dangerous to multi-party democracy. Because Ghana history, any Africa history, baby, anytime there's a coup d'etat, anytime there is a coup d'etat, the first place or more attacking, we broadcasting organizations, if you say GBC, and on back attack here. The next place is judiciary. And in Ghana, we are history of coup d'etat in a judge for any kochi omukumomo. Judge for any actual mokumomo. And say a judiciary need there. And who pass them any day, anytime, anywhere. The judiciary must be protected at all costs. The judiciary must be yet the Ghana Hanum say na nipa egu and so on. I'm quoting a legal aid for report. They are saying the prisoners in Ghana about 50 to 51% in the prison. They have not secured a conviction against them. These are the things I did in media for no. This is why we must be screaming every day. So I to force your lawyers are be on betting. The question is many way people like Chumeti, UTV near the number. He was jailed because of procedural errors, a court or court. And your court to post a judge before a mistake. No, more court recorders, no more recording, no, more recording, a mistake, and I'll be back on 15 years. Niti the years so try 8 years legal aid for Ekoyino. So many people, another one Agbasi, he spent 13 years armed robbery, meanwhile not yet robbery, wrongfully convicted. So many cases of everyday people. Now Ghana be better so Ghana the justice in Yajuma. Shasha Mali, I see you, I miss you too. Shasha Mali, I see you. You see, Ghana because so America, UK, there are so many people who have been wrongly incarcerated, wrongly imprisoned, wrongly incarcerated. Oh, near the Omako Kotum. Yet the Omako Kotum. It's sad. It's very, very sad. What's here to me? Now you can't want some matter say, baby, no crow will be an it to me money by daddy. And Nutina, you only Kulendi asemi a serious mammy no. A very serious mammy no, because I know the man. And justice is almost Supreme Court. Justice is in fact, NDCO, NPPO, they will tell you, say, besides the politics, outside the politics, or the ever politics don't touch it. They know, say, judge, beer, or to make what Supreme Court will be our being and of high moral standard because Ghana, you can't moral standard, any politicians who can't any moral standard. To me, compare their moral standard to the moral standard of the judges. So they know, even politics, NDC or MPP, say a judges, they are men of integrity. But when a issue, I was say, can't watch him. And you're there in a meeting, a course. Because, Sir Godfrey Dami, as Attorney General, you Google anywhere, what do you want? We have 90 amunim computer money out there. Check anywhere. Say, I cast a friend say, a prosecutor, Juma Pan saying, because the Attorney General is the chief prosecutor. Attorney General is the chief prosecutor. And he said, you are the case to court. The IAM said, you pass or prosecute too. Only the other do back to jail. I attend a prosecutor. Uko court in Ketwani my police for na but Attorney General na Ghana case be a criminal case be am number 1 prosecutor room. It is Attorney General as prosecutor no obeshia witnesses, prosecution witness. Enya wawa. Wa unim onye adwuma wo court na. And obeka say wawa. The problem with where the enemy say, if you listen to the tape, the argument that NDC for are making one press conference say, according to say, Yera Attorney General Godfrey Dami Peso pushy say everything prosecution witness no no assembia any hustle or that is the issue. And let me play the tape to you because you see the idea fundamentally say Attorney General and I say chief prosecutor Becca say pushing the prosecution witness say on the dance or guiding in fact other places to say America and UK before crap prosecution witness Becca could not that came they do a simulation in the lawyer's office. Lawyer forward to say more office or baby to say a courtroom. America for the position here they sit you down, depose you. Apart from the position, they can do simulation. See we do a dance here or court no. They can sit you down. No more. So what can you say? I know they are normal, they do that. The issue in this case, I a problem. Ediama Godfrey Dami, I be a can you only kulendi or tini baby or doing. You see, and I worry about that. But to say me papa Justice Apo. Before I'm not Justice Apo, what bench and also Supreme Court. So many times people have tried to color him. And then papa NDC, and the actual MPP. Meanwhile, Justice Apo, the first time I met him, he was like, I fear me rolling some promotion that. Me a Kufaman promotion that they are just to say Justice Tanko. Justice Tanko, another fantastic, solid, very, very shabre man. What being rough, Justice Tanko. Justice Tanko was promoted to the Court of Appeal under NDC. Was promoted to the Supreme Court under MPP. Oh, yeah, mistake. Now, Ghana for full soldiers, and I'm from Nyama say, but if I say about you about understand court procedures, understand the legal issues, understand the law. Last one can understand the ethics because any BB I try to black and white and they are wrong. Because in the case of Godfrey Dami money I shall not wrong. The issue here is the ethical issues. Ethical questions that is being raised against Godfrey Dami. And then only prosecution witness interview. In any case, I'm a security expert. Why would the Attorney General be talking to a prosecution witness in your car? In your car? I want to meet Godfrey Dami because on the back of the auto, he can yet a gun from Hayao, yet your man and Kandapani will be quiet telephone video call. Change your style, be like that, turn around, let me see you, raise your leg, man out to Kakra. As a mammy, dear, be ever say, Mammy Cravens, a Cecilia Mafana, Nenum, if I have a coachicakra, when I know, yet to come how, yet to a man Ghana will move. And will be quiet, Kandapa, whole national security minister. Omukoya na maana to kakra ona no afa akowachi kakra ona no na we Godfrey Dami wo sua bibia wo as sharp as you are ye can lawyer so ma bin wo Ghana Godfrey Dami wa bro e bin so wa bin shit when you know chill Godfrey Dami to why are you even calling prosecution witness on and me sure say the prosecution witness japa o to me Godfrey Dami kasa na just say confia or the kasa to me so mo wo what be familiar? Na say they na no musu alo. Omo call law school bia o. But a bebe ni na bu omo so ne krama di agro tafre wa no. Oni krama di agro be tafre wa no Godfrey Dami wo be no. Say a whole attorney general. Why are you meeting prosecution witness in your car? Now on any bonkobo. Now no prosecution witness, you can know your argument. Why are you doing that? Just say, can the person never and once you be and another say a co-creative perception say, I think they're just the pan they attention here Ghana. And just a unimobia. That is where my worry is. It is dangerous for Mother Ghana. It is dangerous for Mother Ghana. Say Ghana. Every day Ghana for a case court. Obi one my the crown to no so, Obi one my the bonibia to no so, stealing kitwabi. Na over no onya attention was onyebi. Na see ya wa say, ya kasa kola ba ko ya de nakwa akotum ya de ya wako wia ni teacher morning for ya, but it was robbery because on the second and I ko hunu teacher no and wia ne nema, including a money for ya ni sika ni mobile phones a free ni. A lot of people didn't understand why sir Akolano didn't get plea bargaining, but say sikani a politician there obenya plea bargaining because armed robbery according to plea bargaining law now the same parliament here what Ghana ya pass here no armed robbery is not allowed under plea bargaining and eye boni e wey say misdemeanor boni be eketwa enya boni e kese na obeti me plea bargaining. A lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people didn't understand. But the issue near what they say, who go for them yo, the entire judiciary parliament for NDC NPP, your job is to ensure some integrity about judiciary. Because NDC we I don't know 6 months to elections. Now I'm make sure to Facebook now go force me boy. Me say 6 months to elections, there will be more tapes. Because if you have an election at Ghana elections we are so close, and you're bumper to bumper elections. Because last 2 years, NDC was leading 6%. And I said I think 3 or 4%. The last one I saw, organization do UK, on mobile Ghana, University of Ghana for so year back. Imagine about 1 between NDC and MPP. If you have an election that is close like this, because mu ye case I was some ye case name mu that of fine say this one we are pursuing justice. But Ghana for because you see Ghana politicians I want to say they are so how many bidiera for man or case kokota Ghana for you to me for a man headline say bidiera for my case bay and every day yeah the bidiera for man go to jail every day. But about politician there you to me ya kwako pete po ba. At the end of the day, no, say case here police case, no, say yeah. This will not be the first police case. This will not be the first case here for want of prosecution until the accused person will be discharged. Of course, justice should be there. Be obeying say a person is innocent until proven guilty. It is telling them who need evidence here. You cannot cook evidence. You cannot cook evidence. That is why I suspect that NDC, what they will do is to report this matter to the General Legal Council. But I think NDC Nakatan himself, a lot of these things are circumstantial evidence. Bebre no shed any evidence are admissible in court. A lot of these tapes recording at the end, Bebre any admissible in court. I want to say the but at court, it's a different language. Cut up for crown or kind of cut up for crown, you kind of court. It's the any admissible, you can't force it down under any court to say by force. You need to you can hear what they are admissible. Be our standard. What is admissible is hearsay. Where do you take whether or not it me say what but listen to this. So okay, 77 passes of cocaine what girl. Justice first so far wood. So a court of appeal judge or not a certain justice judge in a wood committee. No, no. Even when there was a recording about 77 passes of cocaine, any purported cocaine dealers are now oppression. Even that they have to test the tape. Committee they brought voice experts. If you look at the proceedings, no, any court records, no, committee records, they will show you all the voice experts by a interpretee. Why voice na was a cocaine tape, you know, so who and who were there? Yeah, do baby, but I say, yeah, jump to conclusion that as soon as he is guilty, because of elections. We should be careful the kind of president you know. Now, in any case, what I also know, what should be a caution to MPP for, because mean himself, almost so tape baby, almost want to release it. MPP for also have uncovered some tapes they want to release. We don't care about Mutepu. What we are saying is judiciary is a no-go area for anybody. For NDC or MPP, any more power now allow them to collapse the judiciary. Because when you collapse the judiciary, we are finished. Elections back in Tokwabe. The last place that these disputes are able to be resolved is the judiciary, in the court. It's a mugu court in any matter. If you collapse the court, if you disgrace the court, if you allow confidence in the court to be reduced to zero, and election petition by Modebeko, every senior MPP, election petition by Mumi and Modebeko. Fight your own fight, but leave the judiciary out of it. Leave the judiciary out of it. Money got for Dami, and I know that from day one I got for Dami by there were people who didn't like the idea. And I know there are this politics. MPP so time or more opposition NDC or NDC. So all the attorney general that they brought NDC MPP 14 to have issues with it. I think the only person NDC appointed as attorney general ni who saw in there. Marita upon because that woman knows law. But let me play you the tape. This is serious. It's a very serious issue. And
you pay only after the goods have been delivered. Because that is also the contract, not so.
Yes, but then the financial instrument for the project is an irrevocable letter of credit. So good. So that credit letter has already been sent.
Hold on, no problem. But in my view, that letter of credit area, the contract requires that you pay by letters of credit, not so.
Yes, in addition, we should establish it upon the sign of the contract. So already you have paid.
Upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes. Upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance, since there was no advance mobilization, advance payment, that LC was a security that you have to establish ahead.
No problem. It's on the contract for every 50 ambulance. Is it the contract for every 50 ambulance?
Pardon?
Is it the contract for? I'm saying upon the sign of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes.
Is it the contract for the every 50 ambulance?
The contract is for 200 ambulances in tranches of 50.
Good. Hold on. So that contract for 50 ambulance is different from this one?
No. It is, the contract is one contract for 200 ambulances, which has been broken down within the contract for every few. You establish LC for every 50 tranche. So you have 4 LCs for the 200 ambulances.
No, that part I disagree with you. But if you look at the terms of the contract, it's quite clear. And it should not be difficult for you to accept because really it doesn't put you in any problem at all. That does not put you into any difficulty. And you know the Minister of Health, the Minister of Finance. So for me, if you accept that, then it doesn't put you in any difficulty.
The problem I have in accepting that for you is that in there are letters that confirm that both from government and from our principal that is for every 50 ambulances. That confirms that. And I'll be tendering those letters in. So I cannot go against what the letters say and the contracts say because I was the agent at that time. Japan Business was the agent.
Hold on. LCs on site. Payment shall be in euros. First, if we say there shall be no advance payment.
Yes.
What does advance payment mean?
What it means is that you are not the supplier was not going to be paid any cash, any money for him to use in procuring all the accessories and everything to manufacture. So the manufacturer will use his own money to buy the ambulance vans, all the accessories from across the globe, with the security from government being the LC. And the LC has conditions precedent.
Hold on. Okay. Yes, advance payment not mean paying in advance of the delivery of the goods.
They said no advance payment.
Yes, advance payment means that you are paying before the goods are delivered to you.
No, they said no advance payment. Not that there's advance payment. Yes. No advance. Mean that you will not pay.
Yes, until the goods are delivered to you. No, so.
Yes.
Yeah, so until the goods are delivered, you don't pay at all.
You don't pay.
No, so. So, and then also it goes ahead to say that payment shall be in a free manner. LCs on site of goods. In fact, what is it even?
Well, me stop it the tape because it's a very long and winding tape. Now you back into issues because said you make an era for what is security experts. Or no one say or be joining and then I discuss it. So now a lawyer Kojo Aban. So ewa hasi ono so be joining and ya bo enkomoni nyina na ye de nyina ba betuja. It's important say be mo bi ati because like I'm saying no, justice asem o abonti I want take court to process the new procedures na say nti men kind of gidi said the party for na can what I say don't abonti abeke can said the na party for soldiers so all of you do not understand the legal procedures na yi any ebi one man is you betimi anyina can is said the nyina yete no ba udu court is no it means any a different thing altogether in is said the lawyer ababeto law be ya interpretation session. It's law na kasa one interpretation of particular words. It's words say the mimi no nyina yete words na say maybe in brofo your school I and it may not mean exactly the same thing in that particular law. Until you want interpretation session in every law piano your interpretation session cancer also about the other side my because why you crowd a video nim and the before also that's what they are rebutting almost press conference no me say there be almost mapan money panel attorney general resign but let's see to a shade ketia asana me the poor boy attorney councilor bill
the third accused Richard Japa but that he met him only once at the residence of a Supreme Court judge and that this meeting was not at his behest, but rather at the behest of a sitting Supreme Court judge who entrapped him. You now want to extend the lie to a Supreme Court judge. Ladies and gentlemen, all these claims by the Attorney General through his spokesperson are lies, and we have evidence to prove so. In addition to the voice recordings, we have other evidence by way of screenshots of chats on WhatsApp between Godfrey Dame and Mr. Japa, which further proved that the Attorney General contacted and represented a represented person without recourse to the represented person's lawyer. The charts further show that it was Godfrey Dame who chose to meet Richard Japa at the house of the Supreme Court judge and not the Supreme Court judge who invited them.
So
the first one.
The date, 16 February.
16 February 2022. 16 February 2022. From Richard Japa. I'm humbly requesting for a time and venue at your convenience to meet you for a private discussion, please. Then, I'm most grateful for that kind gesture from you. Then, hope to hear favorably from you.
Next.
This is all from Richard Japa. Then you come down here. That is from Godfrey Dame. I will arrange through your brother. Thanks. That brother is the Supreme Court judge. So Godfrey Dame says he will arrange through the Supreme Court judge for them to meet. So the Supreme Court judge has not requested for any meeting in his house. It's Godfrey Dame who arranged the meeting. Then he said, okay.
Yeah, so no, hold on.
Yeah.
Go back. So as you read.
The charts show it was Godfrey Dame who chose to meet Richard Japa at the house of the Supreme Court judge. As you can see from this screen, this is a WhatsApp chat dated 16 February 2022, in which Godfrey Dame undertakes to arrange a meeting with Mr. Japa through his brother, actually his cousin, the Supreme Court judge, through a WhatsApp message sent at 7:32 p.m. This evidence totally belies Dame's contrived and ridiculous claim that he was entrapped. So he was not entrapped. The Supreme Court judge to certain soft copies of documents from Mr. Richard Japa to facilitate his prosecution of the minority leader at 11:29 p.m. close to midnight. So if you hear Richard Japa saying odd and unholy hours and times, this is what he was referring to. This was immediately after the Attorney General had met Mr. Japa at the residence of the Supreme Court judge at the instance of the Attorney General.
Oh, you better it's you don't get a press conference. So, but we have evidence now or day manual. I think this is where you go for them and Attorney General no kind of America for Becca semester because why is even the Director of Public Prosecution? Because at the Attorney General, the Director of Public Prosecution ain't he only naturally, there's no problem because Attorney General won't have your chief prosecutor, but there are layers of leadership at Attorney General office. There's the Director of Public Prosecutor, or more deputy directors of public prosecutors, or more general prosecutors, or more junior prosecutors. And why at that level? And only the panel communicate. Why? You're Adami. Why? They are talking about penny now. Once you be free. And I do say, I go for a Kandapa or Babesia and said, Ghana for cry a trick Kandapa as a taxpayer. So cry. Ye crying to me, the country Kandapa said, pay down night. Dano, sorry, my cacada. Nina, go for them. You are doing the why? Why are you even engaging him? Legally, there, go for them. Said I but the issue now, NDC and other people are raising the ethical issues. Why are you talking to this guy? Look at Confia, Japanodi, the whole Attorney General Nenekasa. Look at Confia. How many people no more can as a control mirafwa? Yadi Akojina Court, you bet many Attorney General Kasa say. How many of us? Let me play this press conference.
The third accuser suggested, then the best avenue will have been following the third accused person's request for the AG to propose terms acceptable to him, and the several WhatsApp messages sent to the AG pleading with him. Clearly, the third accused person is a hired mercenary contracted to exploit his relationship with the Supreme Court judge, knowing the AG's inability to disrespect the said justice when invited after failing to secure a meeting with the AG. All this is against the backdrop that since the Attorney General was appointed into office, he has been arguably one of the most successful both in and out of court. As remarkably noted by the President at the last State of the Nation's address, he has successfully saved the state over 10 trillion Ghanaian cedis, and his verve in protecting public resources is shown by his commitment to the prosecution of public officials whose acts have resulted in huge financial loss to the state. This is beside the other several infrastructure and logistical improvements to the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, including the almost completed Law House. If it is the firm belief of the NDC and Adu that no loss had occasioned the state from its conduct, then they should just remain faithful to our judicial system and seize these malicious orchestrations targeted at bastardizing our judicial system and to prevent him from standing trial to its final conclusion. They should just keep quiet and let the proceedings in court continue.
Well, this is the MPP press conference. They are paying for because I mean this one. A woman said an MPP for can they should keep quiet and let the prosecution continue. But this is going to be very difficult because maybe I'm not saying the perception in the minds of the public now to say no matter the verdict, a free court the everyday Ghanaian will probably not accept it or even believe say Atufosi is guilty because of the questions that have been raised. For what good evening, Akwaba. Now, when you know, Kasabiana me has a yatunka. Meaning so you to where you no use or normal way no a laptop ready no. May use earpiece in because I block it no. Metonka break. I think now say earpiece and cover baby so that's what happens to so it may use so that we can. No, I feel the macro. I need using this using this because I feel the mental cry. Lawyer Banso had say, I feel the fantastic yetonka. Good evening. Oh, because why you went into okay, now you there because they breaky, but yetonka. Okay. Obisi, Isaac, I am if you are kindly call the AG for an interview him, I will arrange that. If Obeka Sankwadia, because in the middle of a scandal, nobody will speak. Mr. Boati, one of your intelligence and security experts, how was this tape recorded? Was Odami bag? Obi you bag them on your intelligence? Of course, you to me bag you obi phones, you to me bag you obi car, you to me bag any panaka sakani telephone or castle or something. The Obeka be any guabonte. How do you think this one was recorded? Jack, but the recording here, and as a third person be the recording here. Audio number. Yusuf phone now. It said no Yusuf would now it was a year friend say okay. Into Yusuf phone na into Yusuf phone na no kasa. Well, Stephen to phone him lady. Why is it that MPP stand behind the judges? And why NDC are defending auto forcing? Because this is a court issue dealing with an individual. It's not an NDC matter. Not the whole NDC party. So NDC gurus, no, making it look like at the NDC moment expanded trial, no, is wrong. Well, the reason why NDC is behind auto forcing is because a NDC project, NDC are buying the other ambulances, no. So they believe that auto forcing is being singled out because he's NDC who undertook an NDC project. And generally, they also believe that auto forcing Anya Boni Bia. What I say, because unless you can prove actual malicious financial loss, so be a Jumana say a Juma or you know Dijano Boka, anybody, because anybody who undertakes a project, a financial project, you say it comes with a risk. Risk can say bet me about say Jumani be ye, and I say Jumani ye, a bet me about Sobe Boka, and I won't moka, or be a wedding job your tongue, a kutuo or Jomu crying, say, a Jume be a yesika Jumano. You can make losses or make profits. But the issue that Attorney General are trying to raise in the allegations now, on the more auto forcing a charge, you know, is that almost due diligence until there's a breach of fiduciary duties. Because Obia or Yetika same word you may be there is actual duties one also. Number two, there are also implied duties in that fiduciary role now or woman. And these are the issues of person wants to bob at forcing. And again, person crying to say there was an intentional, deliberate agenda. That's also another part of the charge of at forcing. You know, it's in NDC for any break in all these matters that they want to ensure. Say ambulance now, as far as NDC believes, ambulance at forcing. In any case. One of the questions that Assembly started it was in my mind is ambulance a Ministry of Health and a proposal normally on the Beba. The Ministry of Finance and auto force representative, they will sign off the financials. But the actual people who make a justification, a case for a project, a health ministry. Health ministry, unless there's another ministry, a office of the president, but if it is not, usually no, it is the health ministry that will bring a proposal. Say by our estimation, here ambulance is saying, and the Ministry of Finance, you identify Obia or your agent or bet me procure a ambulance. In any case, Ghana and Kasani, most African countries, some of these days, I was saying maybe one man, you check it, say, and you are saying. Even this use of agents for to even buy things for Ghana government, I think it's wrong. Ghana government, for that matter, any government, you have access to the open market in Europe and anywhere. And the Ghana government, person kotadia, then a chinchinia. Saying where's a misa? You want to go through an agent? Why? Why do you want to go through an agent? Ghana government, person, a government to government issue. But again, that is another thing. Good evening.
Good evening, Major. So, me assure you,
fantastic. Mami, my name is Busata. One okay, or yeah, recording where Japa and our third person be and Godfrey will be bagging the phone. omo di bibi share ho a record it and an car no na because meaning some more intelligence way mo say mo to me the ade share nkofo car say bibi obey o car no mo bia mo behu mo bete. What do you think happened?
Oh, me sure say Jap na ne phone and what the record. Me phone ya when make us say. Me phone ya when make us was saying. Me wo my setting in such a way say obi obeframe me be a record. Obi obeframe me be a record. Na utie nkomo na ekoso na eye age no dame no ne instinct catch na say obi record no ba o ignore ye. So what you say or ignore ye. Eno ni ade a ya ta kire ne more say onipa bia no u security hu hia na o instinct no ni ade a tem bia no prompt to first ba o ignore ye. So enti na nya ade a third person and say sophisticated gadget no be the record utie se ne na aircon ya de na sa na ni hu enya ade a third person be na record ya na say obi use
again when I security expert why would Japa record because or your prosecution witness in Goni your friend saying Godfrey Dami come on the same side they are the people prosecuting why would he record Godfrey Dami?
Eno de mintimi nkasa ma ono emu gi so ofe na emu mekere madwen ebetimi abase no mu adi nkomo bi edikan utie nkomo na ekoso na enye first time a omo ye den omo di nkomo even wo hwe WhatsApp message na yewura sie bi nkatia show no kra enye sa you show ye ne first time a omo ye den omo chat so ati ase obi a wo ye ayibia no ubon se womo di nkomo ache ana nso nkire se oka se I will arrange through your blood on the first time a omo hia ana omo kasa no womo tum so womo di nkomo ache so ati ase ansa na edru that point no enti na yade a womo di nkomo ache na ushade na ne Japan no pese wo achieve anu achieve no se ne be ya ade no ebedu level bi na ebi a yewura ato anase party no ehun say aya night say we akio na ye ba ye jeri mo ye ba ye ayemu say mo so ba mu ntimi jeri enti that kind of way no e course enti uhwe mu a me ma dwen no but say eye no kure say yewura ato na dibone a menye sure say we ebetimi ama case no so we dibone a we dibon even though publicly ne there amanfo be can say sing but afenu mienu Ghana politics no MPP for be support we NDC for be support but judge na what dwam no se yewura ato edibone na was wo jail na obejail no on fanje well because case we no unethical on the side of Godfrey Dami but efua enya dia eye oborun be ka say new phenomenon esi me lecture bi o kire ma de O.J. Simpson case in a buy something of this nature happened. A dear attorney general and judges near the normal yes and manitembia behind the scenes, even war a coinsino, you won't call for Murase negotiation, a far a pioneer befa so near the into weighing idea minimum dear and shed down Yamis a dear and one will name Abbey politics didn't know who I Jim. The honey as me the way me cry first me tia seminal. Nem fin se tape no be catch them say wokwa akase if we atene e me kire na say but audio no ma hu no ba bia asa ana wo tie audio no so ye pa du ba bi no na ye say Godfrey Dami ne pensem bi afiri papa no ho se ne be ya I don't know so wo tie tape no ye pa unso me obusa no ana ha ne call say ana 50 no mo ye ne say so implies say Godfrey Dami ne pe bibi afiri ne ho no ma ode be den odi betimi ye gina so I see behind the scenes ane ma ne ba ni si ba se wo me initial meti e no so wo se wo kwa kaka sei no ma hu ni sa tape ye bia om ne foforo ba ne ye betie dia but me me kan say me fin say Godfrey Dami no ne ni kwan say okọ safa because the gadgets doors obi record o so hu position na wo no e wo so hu say now can see you can da penti sa ne ma no e wo se nko but unfortunately no wa manaba nti no me fin say sa ne tie
Okay, do you think that baby Edro now people are calling for his resignation, resign, before baby? Even some people from the MPP side they say can resign or the way a warranty resignation.
Say on ethical grounds, they are fine. But say at same way, we be the court. Me no me ye law no kitwe be the man room modian. So be the court na say court be giatum no. Enye intense. No kwani say emremu no. We record will be a emremu no we record will be a. Ne say enipa na we record no. Say nye boni bi a wo di a ebema national security ni because national security implications say bi a or planes wo be yeku or planes wo kofa terrorist bi aba ana or plania de boni kese bi economic sabotage bi atie o man no na wo de bekwa ban beji atuma sa ne ma we no wo de kwa enye yi ne nipa na record on no do betimi because I say when invading the privacy enti no nipa no kra no ono so ne record wuntimi nheda emfa this order no court because I will record will be me no di nkomo nam de ma third person na man kan kire wan sa nam de akoma na third person na wutimi etwema so de me court but
oh that no kra no Japan we breaching Godfrey Damini privacy
yeah
okay
obetimi de na court
okay
what you say if you say what dey kon wan kan kire nse me kobo mu obi ati ana o record ye no so wan kan kire ntino Damini betimi de japa ayede akokot e wo ne miminim no kakra mimisu aye no ba say be yes case bi ehun bia de me no ne minim de mi hu ansa na e ya DAC ne security for ye ene say onipa no e be di boni bi 1911 to 1913 Egypt na British commander bi o police ne friend no Thomas Russell ono no ye detective na sabre no na manfo ton contraband goods wi ne hashes no ne ade na wo de om court a unya evidence enti o sete ne ma ne gadgets ne ade o de record wo no de om court ne e ma court e administrable na me kire wo no
okay
o de court no omudi asem no na o se o evidence ana o so ni evidence bia ana ode na evidence wa record wo nkomo omudi ne kwanfa aso ni ana ni eyi no ma ya che wo no me fan said wo ye drugs no cartel no wo lawyer ne say ekwan a eye Russell fa so record wo eye dirty trick nti na nyi kwan sa court no ye dey admit sa evidence ana ono so ka kire won say they were planning against the state. Now, the say a dirty, they use dirty tricks against dirty people. With this particular word, no kind of court, no accept a momu jailing in form. And it's a wo ya dirty or mine, dear. No be record, no the qua, and no dear case. And I say, Wama quadid cratebi, say be I in say be and Kofubi could dinko baby. Na in be a monko into near quadid court or cratebi say. Mon fanko na monko munye dey monko record no ana say be a national security sanction say monye ne friend surveillance media e ba dia ho ba we no me lawyer wo ho bi on no de odru akiri me de misu aketu abi
for instance in Anna's case they use the issue of public policy that generally no to me record you be without the permission, but when there's a public interest in it then it's allowed that you can.
I don't make sure say idea be a national security implications. Say economic sabotage and say trying to threat the the peace and stability of the state. And but say when will be conversation now was what record on the beer and no there and no a bed and say be a what they call a year when things say judges no be and so on.
But what you want now will tell me the deeper side said that idea when I hear light be one of my son who and him na say light na dum tie hu anim but so light no my so light no my ne hu anim na ye hu anim what now chem said there's more to idea way than just a court asem any charges now we catch him say for election ye keenly contested between NDC and MPP no In fact, Ukraine predicting say more tapes, more
Abeba.
more where you beba. This is not going to be the last tape.
There be cry. But we know say eba ye. Ebi a MPP for near maybe I was some year my man 14. So I wiki in a tape we want some near become. What I say? Tape we want some. Unse utie you receive in Katia was say. Ebi we chira omo be release. Say ye nukro, say ye nukro. The Argentina to MPP for so. What I say? You know, ebi a part of the strategy I will use to send the but Mimi Fin say a year there, but almost because MPP for one executive DC for any other in a guncrassy yeduma. Into Tinkrana ye press conferences are no money idea. Well, meaning your monso ye de. So months be yet, but politics dear Bunny say ya. I am.
But you are comparing at the end of the day more politics in tea and a
day. Politics, Frankie bedroom ye because you didn't get your babbage now no more. Press conference or found a case no so on come and I'll come. Some agents will come be no court. But politics in tea no masum. What you say? If you say you rattle on any down man. Oh, now ya say what Pamela Luna Drusu, none ordinary buy anything on home. Now Barney say ya, ain't you defending the cross will be defending. What you say? Into politics, the because a new man no but as 70 TTM say you will go for damn. Me new strategy or the a yenejuma, but we mum dear, no was who. No was who. Unethical.
But I say unethical. Next, I say, or call a friend, say, general, or be reporting or general legal counsel and affirmation because this is
a but ye no, ye woman, didn't I assume who in politics? Yatum because I same way no, me lawyer or habitually mudia. I affect a two case in Sunday means I told no where the bonia. And you way in a bema judge and quatna samswa was a case no about public ma ubiari into me niasam intermediate check. Me need to say judge be abayesa. Judges no the almost shemlano near da no more. Public in some one can say, ye we win there Ghana dear Ghana, we want this power, was any usu, ubo position was any usu. And then no judges and judges hard in the Ancasim new chrome biggie. And you know, assembly near Dano Mimo GDA say near a Dano nom the battle. You are two on say a friend quarter, judging what now on friend was a say a friend or be friend. Sana mini GDA.
Okay. What do you make of this case? First and foremost, Grano. Judges, prosecutors, first and foremost, judges, attorney general, who to be here. Is it normal practice for judges to meet with an attorney general?
If you so this side.
There be the other side.
This side.
Already you like to know.
Send your hand to my son. Easy. If you are with your mammy, what you have Nana, make us say, and you know, ma say, it's a case for quarter accusing it on a persecutor now.
I can't see you crowd. No, the other side, there be. Okay, also fine, but the woman.
Okay, I'm sure. Woman.
Oh, you better.
Okay. If you remember, I say, in our jurisdiction and all over the world, and just I say, and say, accused now, no court, government, the whole Ghana, no, your lawyer, no, and then age, no. Would the only Pakuni dia sema opesa no ko and Sawamuno, Oban Nation Kukum, now Obaneno Akasa. In fact, under our code of conduct, no, it's ya Sako, it's ya. So I said, but no,
that's me saying the case of prosecution witness, no. Or dancing no prosecutor, no. A government attorney general side, no. Is it wrong to meet the person?
No. So if you're going to witness for the prosecutor, the idea is fine. Chandia, I buy Wona wukodi adanse ama aban. What I say? So wukodi adanse ama aban na abanya adi nkunim dia. Ene ya normal. And obutum na hia. No prepare witness the way you call on kasa na dem. But it's different from ubani accused person no hia. And no some the can know.
Okay.
Richard Dapano, he's a third accused. But I'm got us also be a chance. That Richard, you know, or your third accuser, or no, and now binding the general court. What I said. And you know, when this tape came out, you know, MPP came out to say that there were you have this pre-bargaining now. Emma Okwan said, what's some more court?
Cause what's chia who cry over you who any you?
And I'm person me we neighbor. Na kamema we no say pre-bargaining we no
no met me puli wa ha. Don't know met me puli law no ha. Pre-bargaining law no na can new one amendment to the Criminal Act no. I have it here. I have it here.
At 1079 2022 allow the accused said he can go and pre-bargaining or discount sentencing. So when him say asama would in word for person yabo koso saka kwesi na ya wasi court na time na court no resources and you person who pretty say you are guilty no mo hwe ho na ebia se kana wo person wa bono na wutua na twa asam no so and no ye acta 2022 ya na Ghana for ya passes our pre-bargaining law. So I said, so when this tape came out, you know, what we heard was that this conversation now that has been recorded, you know, it was part of this pre-bargaining agreement. So I just on to say, me tell you know, me tell about 4 times. This conversation, you know, and you're pre-bargaining no more yet. And besides, you know, under the act, you know, even if we are going to do the pre-bargaining, you don't go it personally unless you are not represented by a lawyer.
Okay. So you deal with the lawyers, no more representing
you deal with the lawyers.
The accused person, no.
Unless the accused person is not represented. If the accused person is not represented, yeah, that is when you can deal with the person personally. But if the accused person is represented, you deal with the accused person's counsel. Or you take permission from the accused person's counsel.
And in this said that lawyer, he's represented by a lawyer, and he has only counsel. He has counsel who is representing him in court.
Yes, even though from the beginning of the trial, he has changed about 2 or 3 different counsels. But at the time now, this conversation took place. No, a lawyer. But from what we recording well, that was not the first conversation. It was you have to think back. So they'll be speaking at the background for some time. And when I say yes, and also is it allowed? Say bia oya accuse our court. Wo person would be finished and I say at the end of the day no so mu bo no for wo de bakwansa wam no. Is it allowed for you to be having conversation behind the closed door with that person? Because so what's here recording in here? AG no suspect said he was being recorded. Like what Paul Barton said, no. He says it, he felt it that that conversation in particular was being recorded. But when to me, I'll stop. What I said, when I'll stop because I said, no, he thought said, and your true said, or recording and I say, yeah, on himself, some or cano, and yeah, some are so sensitive, and I'm sure or be about to cry about that's what I felt. But as age, you know, I don't think that was the prudent decision to take. I don't think that was the best. I think, sir, on that particular occasion, you could have taken a better decision not to have spoken to this person the way he did. Because no, besides the letters of credit, you know, and
yes,
we have something called case theory. The way your person, what you was some no to judge in it, not judge in it, and say no discuss oh, so okay, say, woman the cars in a bar and son, I went to your car, and no, a bummer was some no, I attend. That is one NDC people were saying that he was actually coaching the third accused as to what to say in court. But when I listened to it, that is not what I gathered. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear him saying, he said, this is what you should say. But he was trying to get clarification from the contract itself. Because I would say, but contract, you know. So okay, say you have to pay in advance. What does it mean? Does it mean that you supply before the person, before they come and pay, or when it is delivered before they come and pay? So what is a conversation now? It is more like he wants to understand the exact contract and how it was performed.
Yeah.
So I said, that was what.
And you didn't get the impression that push, you know, but just a clear offer so on any casano.
Or pursue contract now. The way that it was executed, that is how you want. What you said, Richard Nika said, the total number of cars was 200, but it had to go in tranches 50, 50, 50, 50. I got what I'm saying. That is how it was. But we have to all have it at the back of our mind. They said they were talking based on the previous conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a new conversation. There
have been previous conversations. Akoba said they have to even meet somebody. Also, let's meet. Also, in that case, let's meet at your cousin's place. So I said, I mean, if you can't call somebody one day, just be on no court. You can't just call the person just one day and say that, oh, let's meet at so and so place, and then the next morning you meet the person there. I don't think that is how it was done. And to me, I also feel like the AG became too familiar with the third accused.
Exactly. You understand?
Yes, he became too familiar because you see, just as the AG wanted to get some information, Richard wanted to get information because he knows he was recording. He was recording it, and he was not recording it for nothing.
I can't also say Richard Jackman recording at the end.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But who else recorded it? Who else? He recorded it, and you can see that he wanted some things to be very clear. Okay, so last time now, man to now, issue bent and now super message. And anytime you want to emphasize on something, he speak it very loud so that everybody can hear it. You go back.
It's not just like that. Assassin, he had the plan, he had the scheme to incriminate the AG. Instead of pushing on.
Well, penny be from the beginning to the end. I just said, AG and to me and sense very quick. You understand? There could be other more recordings. I'm telling you. There could be other. This may not be the only first recording. This may not be the only recording or what. This may not be the only recording. I'm telling you because he knows exactly what he's doing. Now, like we said earlier, now we are in the court of public opinion. We are in the court of public opinion. We are not supposed to be discussing this. Since we see to 2021, this case had been pending in court 2021. Why is it that when they close their case, that is when this one is coming out? We don't even know the exact date of this recording. We don't know when this was recorded. We don't know. I don't know the exact date of this recording.
Technically, in the court of public opinion, there, say case no me boy.
Well, say case no. I said, And that is what he want to achieve. That is what he want to, that is his plan. He want the whole world to know what is happening. So what the case is court, and as a your case, it will court na criminal matter. What the what's how what you say is AG doing something behind me? That is what is creating in the mind of people, and that is not good. So I say, what is happening? And they
so even if in the court of competent jurisdiction, no judge no cry who say prosecuting case beyond reasonable doubt, and today justice don't check out. And can't one side when you hide the bra. Wait, you mommy. Okay. Okay, but no. Nothing I come on the bra from. I come on the bra from.
Wait.
What? I mean, and then yes, sir. Baby, baby, I will turn out your living room. I didn't answer on one. I tried that.
Yeah.
I found the 40. I found the 40.
I want to sit well.
Baby, what's not harm? I'm going to say, no, say,
okay.
I'm going to now one harm. Okay. Okay. And the council, now even if the court of competent jurisdiction, who say prosecution, to me, prove case beyond reasonable doubt. Now, me quote Justice Doche because Justice Doche in Greek versus the Republic or say beyond reasonable doubt to prove now criminal cases not required. Does not necessarily mean there no doubt in a case.
Of course.
It means that if to a large extent probable cause has been proven and it's enough to satisfy reasonable doubt standard na court use no. But I'm asking you, say even court say prosecution to me proving the case, and I can say because of our court of public opinion now, Japa say case so you the court never can be an answer Ghana for young to me.
Oh, I know dear, it depending on the kind of judgment about out. Because the last time they were in court, the judge warned them, say they should not think, say whatever is happening outside the court, it's part of what she's doing. So you want both counsels involved in the matter. She is not listening to us tonight. The judge is not listening to us. Okay. The judge is going to determine the matter based on the evidence before her. So I'm going to say, well, no, now would they cast doubts? But this evidence is not before the court. Even though Rachel did not say that the court should record what was going to say. Say the AG was persuading him to give evidence against Honorable, who's my friend. So I said, But as to what they say, they will admit this recording as evidence, because they've actually closed their case. So I said, it's not something.
So what did they? So who was that tape where? The question that then I said enough for what? Why was this tape not put before the court? Was it offered? Are you aware at any point in the proceedings did they offer this tape recording as evidence?
Debbie, I'm not sure, sir. I'm not sure. I mean, like I said earlier, whatever he wants to do with the tape is what he has done.
It's simple.
I don't think he wanted to go beyond what he has done. Because if he actually wanted to go beyond what he has done, like this one will be before the court before we can even hear it. Tell me what I said. That is what would have happened. Like this step will be before the court before it will come into the public domain. And besides, some way, yes, some way. One, what is the interest of the Republic of Ghana in this matter? Is it the money or is it to see these people behind bars?
Okay.
What is the purpose? The people who are involved, my friend being a politician, I don't know whether it is meant to be a deterrent to other people. And I say it is just to recover the money which this third accused person wanted to pay. He made an offer. NPP for your press conference, no, can say that the accused person no, has actually requested that he want to come on the pre-bargaining and to pay off those 20 what is it 2 million 22 point something million euros, no. He want to
rejected.
Yes, and they came back with an enhanced package. But you see, the reason why it was rejected, you know, I can't go into details, because one, those who wanted to pay, no, they were not part of the case. And the pre-bargaining nature said, before you can come under the pre-bargaining arrangement, you know, you should be part of the case. You should be an accused person. So if you're not an accused person, how come that you say you are coming to pay? So,
what is even your interest in paying?
So that one too, probably NPP have to come and explain it better. Because people are even thinking that if the person is offering to pay, why are you still persecuting him? But all these things, you know, all those predetermined factors, you know, two of us, you know, we are not aware.
Exactly.
But as for the tape,
your point, I can't conclude your point.
I believe that it has achieved its maximum impact. That one, I want to be very frank.
Just the purpose of the tape was not to make it admissible anywhere in any court. And just for diabolical purpose and diabolical.
Yes, but it's not before the court. It's not that tape is not before the court.
That's what I'm saying. That there was no intention to put it before the court. Because for what thing? The lawyer can only see. The tape was recorded in 2001. There was no intention so tape number court. Well, what do you think is the reason for say was just for diabolical?
Medical can they say so what the same thing I'm kind of lawyer and so I bet to us. Send your person why na no why no. E bet me abasa onu say ye bejeri ebi ato ana wo no. Nti ene ye fan ko save. Nya public sympathy. What you say? I know you're possible. Ko tape no say nim di kan no. Wuntimi fan ko court man nko ye. What you say? Nyo de betimi akọ court man akoye ye ne say nim kirechire mu no. Ne me ma Thomas Russell example no. Eno de obetimi di akọ court. So what you say? Okay, yanhwe ye wuro fosu ampofo de no. On say no wo court. Because he is centered on security, national security issue. Enti saa niema we de obetim de akoko na nya me nu mi enu di nkomo no a record. Enti in this case no dami betimi de yewura Richard akoko ko we breaching na yi it is wrong in bia oni kwan say because we kodi command NDC for no amona mane. So ati ase enti no eba ne sa ni omka say bia ne privacy no why variety no ehọ no omu de betimi ayadwuma ba ne opeso wo ye no eno opeso obi ehun say dame say no wo ye akwebesi wo use intricacy no di edi ne nse won hye dan nimu mla bia but me no ne minim say intelligent field no sa ne man behind the scenes esi but ne ni kwan so ono ankasa dame ne na eye na wo se wo soma ne nkofo no mo ye no wanya facts bi a opes wo ye bi wanya bi a obetime use bi anka Richard ne ho nkofo bi kura no ne wo maye no nukure bi e wasem no bi a no wanya ba wankasa wo ne no e kasa te se ne e kasa nam se on ethical eni kwan se ba ne sa enti eno no de entwa yi
but what one now your security as well. Why would the whole attorney general engage? Say the lawyer kind of say Jakpawo lawyer. You have to speak to the lawyer, not Nipano as a person. Even one person prepare as prosecution witness. As the case MPP for the Abba say no person you plea bargaining. Plea bargaining so is allowed in the law for certain offenses. We much charge you willfully causing financial loss. It will come under plea bargain. Also, bet you can most there be more money into ya. Why would damn risk speaking to that is where NDC forecast a judge, you know, a Birmingham Supreme Court judge, which may I have said Miriam Kulendi that I don't see anything wrong with Kulendi, but I don't even know say that when I'm passing Nabushi any Kulendi, and I don't even know that any day. But why would Attorney General even risk not talking to Jakpa lawyer, but talking to him and look at say they're not a lawyer can only know confidence and why so comfortable. So to many and come on to this extent. Why would he risk it?
And only a
Security
friend
will be, I don't know, be better.
Akwebi, a film, your friend 007, none the film back, your friend, The Spy Who Loves Me. Ebinono. Nieti ene se, min kasa ma dame, madwen na mechere. Utie council kasa na wasi ye wura Richard, ni lawyer se kura wasasa miensa. Uti ya se. Ana, wohwe nkomo no nso wo mu die na, enye nne na omuhu wo mu. Ana utie se ne obo ye wura tembuafo bidin na, ekere se, wo mu mienu nyina anim tembuafo no, ana se tembuani ni pa. Ebetimi ambasa asem si a obetimi afre no se bia asem we yanko ni si a ana se dam no kora kwagie futuro firi no ho nti eno no de ye normal minim se mpanyifo bebre lawyers no bebre aya omu hyiehia na omu gie futuro efiri case bi wo ho a won hye dan ni mu pa otimi kohia wo bi ne di ebetimi ambasa ebi kora ogie futuro firi no ho na bia omu kohia nti no eno no de untimi disa damina na betimi abechirim ni nti onya akukudu onya confidence one ye wura Richard di nkomo sa ben nkomo no omu die ni nyina kire se omu ye namfofo omu kasa che onim Richard nim ni asem no bedu Richard no onim se asem no ebewie se ebewie so tie nkomo no omu die na unse du be bi no ka kire se won san kwaji medical report.
Yes.
What you say enti no utim se omu mienu no omu di nkomo na ebetimi abase initially no Richard ne man assurance na chire no wahu se da bi onye ohwe se ne nkomo no kona because ohwe akukudura damini timini ne kasa na owogidie wonu se ebetimi ayese taite se efiti ase no woni ne kwapam na chire na ite se wayi no to ohwe nkomodie na even ohwe WhatsApp message na yewura se ebi nkadi adba me no ho no de me mfa nya asem so mo hyase efiri day one a omde omhyase yes and ye wo de ana wo de ba eno no mimi sei no mimi nchintum e wo ho no mo etim se wo mo adidi nkomo ache pa ye ana abedru ni edu enti ne me kan se me sane council kan ye no ye nyina ye adwene kire ye se ne ompeso mo achieve na omo achieve no ompeso mo sa na tigu judges no any dame ekwan on person mo faso ne bi on ba achieve so NDC fo on ba na omo ye corrupt ye jailu omo on person mo say na omo de hyenkofo adwin mu say ade no kra no omo ye bias on kopupu an obi enti eno anu aye no mimi fin say ne opeso wo ye no because we entimi nkosesa asem no say ye wura atofo sin difo a entimi nkosesa asem no ema judge bia antena so nka say we no wasesa no sana.
But Mr. Bogatin, does this not prove that there's also bias? And if somebody makes an argument, say if Godfrey Dami to many accused person, I can't switch him. This is a third accused person. And yes, I mean initially, when I read the document, I didn't pay particular attention. But this is an accused person. And they don't get that opportunity because accused person they all know prosecutor you man say will be jail. Prosecutor na they tell you can say ya doba ne ya charge ya ne dia ne say obe provocate ne jail. Prosecutor be an adwuma na America or Ghana but be an adwuma no. Nti why would prosecutor ne dame ne Jakpabeka sano does it not prove bias to some extent?
And now if you say bibia bias wo mo bibia no one man because about na cases are yedi no ba bia yeti ni nyina na ofin say kono say ne media nyeminim ba bia meti nyeminim ne say cases be ble ho no mo a nkasa ho kwachiri temo om de yewura babo call we no me call the Hague ko hwe no minim niam na ekoso na me papa e kan say me nua ba man kan say unethical any kwan so okohia but me no yenim say ba bi bebre ho a behind the scenes omo ye niam o kura si a wo mutimi kohia and negotiate say ne kwan a wo no mfa so nko wo ntoko esie no wo mutimi kohia wo mo tonto say e wose ye de say atu we come afa we we atu we no mo de o mo de ma mo be di awupudo nti emfa atu we nkwa ni nyina esi behind the scenes niam bebre esi nti we no memom de anyam nwanwa na emom ne American say odame no anhwehwe ne niam yie one ne ni kwan so wono a na eden eko but utie nkomo na onu Richard na kire say wo ma yache ana otum say Richard nso ama na assurance no dada ekire ne bi a Richard ne hu say ebi a judge na wote adwam no wɔfa to a ɔbɛfo ɔno aka ho nti ɛne mɛsɛɛ no ne yɛ nyinaa yɛ ahɛn because wotie nkɔmmɔ na edi na de to nsania so pa ɛnyɛ nnɛ na ɔmo hyɛ ase edi nkɔmmɔ ɔmo nim ɔmo ho ɔmo adi nkɔmmɔ akyɛ enti na yɛwura dame no ɛwɔ awurɛhyɛmu wɔ no mu nti wɔkasa no even though wɔnya atenka bi sɛ ebetumi a record but ɔn sɛ wɔsan or ignore san to so because wɔgidie wɔ no mu sɛ ɔne na adi nkɔmmɔ akyɛ so ate ase
but I want to intelligence adwuma wa ye ni nimde a wo na do you think that from beginning crown Godfrey Dami attorney general no wa dream be say or person prosecute case na Nigeria no person the NDC for kotum which is what NDC for one of the things that NDC do you see that there was a probable cause of answer we there ye who say case wom etete wo mu yi ano the law for because there's a prima facie case this one there was so there's a matter to be resolved in court. And I politics here, there was just an agenda, young jelly or more. Until one Kasa was involved in this prosecution. Well, do you see there was an initial issue to ensure that justice is done?
Well, minim case ni mu nyina ye, minya documents, minim ni omodo, but uhwe mu ase na initially meka no. Two political parties we no. Obi a person oba o use no nyonko say ye jail no. But this intimi jail MPP for obi a. And they had to say, when mobile, so almost can jail national security operatives be. NCA for be, almost can jail on one baffle bonnie be, no come, I don't know. So,
yeah, NCA case, yes, I remember that.
Jailing call for.
That's a communication authority case.
Almost jailing call for, almost some far way, mass rock, nipano, and Sanson farmer. Ain't no, almost person making sure, say, almost the bear campaign, more you're corrupt, you're buying, you're jailing, you say. And I be a NDC for one say, any Tofiapa, Yansu Yampre, because yes, I know a man for Bacassi any air corrupt, walk a house amongst me a corrupt, ya buy and to me and jail will be other. Intimina etimic eba. But say, no cresse you are talk with deep on India. Now, or ye not doing say, be a obey I mean, the meaning in Bia, but a man was a yejuma, me median. Now, no, damn no new case. And we knew say, a be a you are to a deep money into was see a jail. It feels a new Nibia or Ushan common or moody in India or Modin Comache or Modin Comache. Now, mean Ocean common the tunes and near soon beginning, no, a bit me about say, or my Eura Japan assurance say, case in the one can walk out there can be beer. No, I can do baby and say, beer. George now what Siasa Muslim. One fan home channel. Any a banner say, means on me who bet me dear, any or train product room. What he has here. Ebi anunti na omo ayesa na wo
on everybody
yen say no na ne wo jeli me kra menya sympathy amankofo aka say me kra ma anye boni o na wonye boni sika no so betua sansensem nyina na council chirechire obi a won kan kra so betua de enti no enti wo hwe sansensem nyina na ebetumi aba say aban no case ebetumi aba say aban no case.
Okay, but mommy was but utie tape now is a original tape or a doctored? Is it a fake tape and a voice also?
A damning voice, a damning voice, a damning voice. Say a bit me about say be a honor man. Once a baby I repetition or be a normal and then they are normal. But I want to make I say you can say a doctor tape now you have some voice. Meaning say me will be enemy voice. Ukofa I now the me voice and be because voice ahead but and common air corner send near call more cano will be catching them say and yet damn voice any japa voice and yet
okay. The only other man can better me boots out and no also say when senior there's more politics in prosecution. That doesn't worry you as an officer of the court. We are Juma or court, we are Juma criminal cases near. They say when issues say bah. Once the own crowd shall say this question, so what was the intention? Do you see say Osha charges near there? Especially when Japan and corporate say we are plea bargaining. I must say causing financial loss to cry already must there be. Do you see that there was an intention from the beginning? Say, yeah, prosecuting case. And yeah, politics, really, and you bet jail to score political points.
Sisi no ushe ni ekoso dia. Ansha ubaka say bia Republican no na dwene say obejelu omo. So ushe ni ekoso dia, that's what you may think. So I say, so usha. But that should not be the goal. Because I would say you know, or your minister for justice. So, and see, when you take a matter to court, it should not be at the back of the mind of the prosecutor. Say the intention is to jail the person. The intention is to find the truth. So I said the intention is to find the truth. And the intention should not be said, chinchia say, o person for kwambia so whether crook or way no, o person the judging pakono. So I said, this is something I come mama and ibrabano. So I said, no, what you wretched now? Bibi ya I catch and say, man, show you more concern more. And mama sumafa bibi mra na say bibi kusa kosia obi ahun say Oman tia 70 years and that's Oman for papa so on them call it. Because on the quarter be 2021 there. One is that they have gone through almost of the trial. One put it in this recording said as his evidence or as his defense. Anfiance obey easy a party. Shall we say individuals from what court no? And yet end this never court. And yet individuals no more court. I say, Madam Fono or your former deputy minister of finance, but Oman find this in a court because he acted as an officer, as an appointee of the republic. I'm going to say, and you know, say, and this Sibanon by your press conference, you hear some no afi that person, no, and he
about political space.
Yeah.
Because he says, our politics, you know. There have been so many people that they have gone to prison. One say, and this and any press conference, and any press conference. No sentence. But when no ye you know that back. And Sean say, we are in 2024. 2024 is an election year. And to be they have the election at the back of their mind. And this will go and tell their people, say, she send them for ye. Some person, persecute and corner, they go underground. The judges, the AG do not procure the judgment fairly. That's what they are saying. They want to prove to the public, say, the judgment that he had been procured from court, you know, is not on the fair basis. Because if you can go behind the counsel of the accused, and deal with the accuser. And when you meet the accused in court, it looks as if you have never spoken to him. What are you doing?
The
There's a conflict of interest. And one thing about when you say, as an officer of the court, you know, under our code of conduct, you know, you cannot procure any evidence by coercing the person. I say, if you want to coerce the person, if you want to coach the person, if you want to tell the person what you should go and say in court, in order for you to procure judgment, that is under our rules, you know, that is wrong.
Even counsel, are you saying even for a witness?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's your person, a simulation of your person. Evidence, evidence of crime. Witness, that's your court. Don't you do? You rehearse out there, and you're coercing.
Under our rules, you know, under our rules, you know, even you, the lawyer, no,
counsel for the accused person, you know.
Yes, even you, the counsel for the state, you know, even the state, oh, not even for the accused person.
Okay, for the state, okay.
According to our code of conduct, you know, say, nakasa our case or on him, case beer. That will endure to the benefit of the accuser. He has to prompt them. Because you see, the purpose of the trial, you know, is not by all means to achieve what do you call it to say? To take somebody to someone. You are looking for the truth. So you have to bring it, come to the court with your book opening. Don't come and trick the court. Don't go and coach a witness. Say, this is what you should say. And tell the truth. It means that you are not being fair. You are not bringing the whole truth to the court. So what I say, it's against our rules. It's against our code of conduct.
And do you think it's the call said that man resigning because we're breaching ethical rules, no professional rules, no we're breaching in no? Do you think it's a call in the right direction?
I know your public opinion.
Okay.
I know your court of public opinion. No, make a choice.
But I said the only knowing that ethical rules, no professional rules, no do not allow these engagements, no. And what team do you think or not on his own resign?
Me be but Ghana no mental who say ministers be resign sir. Me say this year ya na me 46. Me said am akokra say by me. But me children who say ministers if be resign just like that. Especially the reason why AG will not resign is that or resign pa and this back say omo ya no kra po no resign what we say 1 year when ye oni madwuma no. And all the judgment were obtaining now people began to have doubt. So that is what they wanted to do. So what I say, and I'm not sure the president is going to sack him because he has actually performed well. That is the truth. I mean, if you look at the track records of all the AGs that you have had, I mean, if you look at the amount of money that he has saved the Republic of Ghana, you'll be surprised. He's a fantastic young man. He taught me at the law school. He taught me himself and his boss, Dugati. And but as whether how he has obtained all this judgment, me business. So I say, and I can tell you, sir, on resign. I will tell you because this document is not before the court. This report, you know, it's not before the court. And you're wearing of judge, you know, Obey Johnson will tell me case, you know. What I say, this is not what I mean.
In fact, judge, you know, crack I say, or warning media for Ghana for you, I say, Yan Kayanu to me in this whole issue involving 2.37 million euros. Sikana Kasa 2.7 million euros. Judge issue warning to everybody, or say public, no, be the matter is not before us, it's before the court. And it's a court of competent jurisdiction that has the capacity to deal with the issue. The judge warned everybody to keep quiet on to be careful.
I'm not talking about the merits of the case, Usha. Okay. Because the matter is before the court. Me, I'm not a judge.
Because of public opinions.
Yeah. I understand what you mean. Yes, I understand what you mean. But what I'm saying is that this tape, is not before the court. So I said, if the tape was before the court, I wouldn't have even commented on it. This tape is not before the court. So all what we are doing, is a court of public opinion. So I said, and the judge is going to take its own decision based on the document before him or before her, and the evidence that has been read. So I said, that's what is going to happen. So let's see, say, the subsequent trial now, whether the attention of the judge will be drawn to this incident, because since your press conference in Adiano, court here, and court judge based on the conferences that they have had and the discussion in the public domain, hence sanity. Okay. As the Republic of Ghana, no, sir. As some way, you shouldn't hear your case or court to call your message. So what I say, your message because what done wouldn't send your Makaka witness, and also be a one started trial. So, say, na Yanja on uncle. Because for the fact that 3 people are standing trial, it does not mean that all the 3 people will be sentenced. So what I say, the fact is, 3 now. Almost standing trial, and just said the court will pronounce all of them guilty. That is not the case. The court can say that all of them are not guilty. The court can say that 1 person is guilty, or the court can say that 2 people are guilty, or all the 3 of them are guilty, based on the evidence that will be laid before the court. Because the court deal with the evidence.
And go to court, baby, and court getting an open commentary in Kodu, which is why I can't say the okay and go for comment you almost on resigning. And now we make us say, Otia Bontia. The way you see the court proceedings here are completely different, and it has nothing to do. Court from and Obiako say and a coercion. Damn it, and I can or damn on your bonibia. There a bit of ethical issues, 1 or 2, but it doesn't change. Send a lawyer can all tape you because or not the panocram facade tape we crank court because on him. The lawyers and send lawyers will change it. They know this is not admissible. They know. That is why he didn't take it to the court. They would throw this evidence. Court because of party baby will be our in rule court. Court there. Yeah, the party as a man this in MPP had more court and them. And the whole Ghana because NDC from NPP wasn't paying this in Kobia, the young Kwaka Tumbesine. But the danger in the lawyer can say the danger in Ghana for say once we encourage this kind of politicking in our court system, no, it's dangerous for you now. Baby, idea in society in economy. Democracy, one of the pillars of democracy, a judicial system, that arm of government. When you be good anymore to say, yeah, in the next couple of years, the basic Ghana, which is why I'm person busa lawyers. But what do you think? It's crazy advice Ben Adibema and buying politicians in Crawford because it looks like Kandapa how intelligence near they are picking intelligence these security issues. Their advice now the Bemomo.
Advice if we can't see a bro.
Because of the aberrant, you know, you can't be what do people do? Yeah, regular Ghanaians to cry in a way. What should be proud? And now come baby meeting. What should you do?
Asama young kama ubinteno and can phone so. There was the addition with room. Anna tembiano, sabe, moyanta for cra, fashion with room say, any panye. Uni will be a trim. And you will be answering, yan namely, and you will be a mere cracker, some and yimmy huni. And to me, once I may cousin be and come be a media, a quab one thing meeting a different means slow. Meme or gadgeta, me no casa. Now record me and me. Emily Binami to be crams and that's $3,000. Ya wa gadgets were home, and to me and penny for saying no dear, Sani man or somewhere day, Mutubi. Nephews who say, position now one. Ubinya or bayon, Ubi poor a goo when you must say. He ten be our down also. As semi appear baby a better in Tibia, yan can the phone so. If you win in Pancracia 1 or walk as no one share. Nti afutu kakra me de bema wo mu no mpanyimfo ntitru wo mu a wo ministers no
koso
wo mu tu kwan no we de ba akopa me de ma edru ba bia ni abrofo no kra na wo ta ye ne se wo mu hwe ne wo pepa e bia wo pe contract bi wo e bia aha we ya minister ni a shede invite wo ni ama ticket free ba bia be de free yeni oba pa wope sani oba chiachia no apa ni akofa bia be fa odema na odo akoshe dem ho TV na wo hwe ni nyina dodo na mo record mo enti wo mo ba contract e wasenka wo mo bia wo mo je 5 cities no wo mo se beji 20 cities because wo ma blackmail no mo yi video no kakra kire enti na ade ama wo bebresi only say wintimi ma bonten beka enti wo mo nya careful ye kire won kwan a okọ hotel a obi di gadgets a hye wa ya me say ma kire nipa bebre enti wo mu ni mu a wo mu hye da nsua mokọ national security for ho ana say mokọ even Ghana Armed Forces a wo be kire mu na e was say wo mu organize seminar na workshop we ma say no betimi a protect wo ho free sa na na but Ghana for obedi akonwa na enu na ye ne de onhwe sa na nyina nti afutu kakra me de be ma
Poverty 6 months to election. Do you expect anything from the court? And the case will be me affected or be NDT and MPP for one of your biggest party or Ghana. Tape will be me affected or me and will be chances because right now in the court of public opinion that's MPP for struggle. They are struggling in terms of public opinion. But do you think a bit me affected or me and no chances or 2024 elections in Mana?
About to ba assembly BCBI was so as well. So we know senior council can say state no aye o ma adwen say o mo de yewura to betum de a ebe kwati NDC pa dede no a wɔn yɛ nyinaa nka hwee wɔn bɛkyerɛ wɔn sɛ mmara na ayɛ adwuma sɛ wɔn antumi anyɛ nso a ɛno nso bɛkɔ tia npp na kyerɛ sɛ mo fa akwan bi sɛ nka mo yi yɛn ɛnam sɛ ato ɛwɔ house hɔ na ɔyɛ leader na ɔbɔ adwuma no ɔma yɛn bi a mokɔfa documents bi a na contract bi a ɔmprema yɛ ama mo approval ne nti na ɛyɛ mo yɛ anka mo yɛn sɛ ɛno nso bɛkɔ tia hɔ nti ɛfɛ no nyinaa obi a bɛkɔ biara bɛkɔ tia na mmom ɛkɔ tia hɔ a ɛkwan a bɛfa so a bɛmanage no ɛhɔ ne asɛm no ɛwɔ sɛ wonya counter measures sɛ baana no sɛ wɔn atena sɛ a devil advocates no ɛma wɔn asɛm no kɔsɛ yɛ ase na wɔn bɛka yɛn nso bɛka sɛn because ɛno na na meyɛ adwuma no no nti minim sɛ no
oni prayer all is adwuma na adwuma na mo yɛ ano no
usa kɔnɛ deɛ ɔbɛka kyerɛ wo nti me no yɛ head of devil's advocate wo team biam nti me hu sɛ asɛm no kɔsɛ yɛ a yɛbɛka ne sɛn ɛkɔsɛ yɛ wɔn bɛka sɛ yɛ nti ansa bɛyɛ ne yɛde bɛma minim sɛ wɔn wonya good strategies a ɔno bɛtena deɛ wɔn bɛka saa asɛm no nyinaa nti no sɛnea case no bɛkɔ biara parties no mu no bɛ affect wo bi ɛkɔma wɔ yɛ bɛ affect wo ɛkɔma wɔ nso bɛ affect wo.
Well, what do you think about? Let me ask a question. We say politics they fried judiciary. No, I want to so be or judiciary. No, so
I want to so power yeah, and yeah, I was an see our grandpa. Me try to quite here. Professor Tukubano Raymond Tukubano.
Yeah, University of Ghana.
Or your research be about how the Supreme Court judges determine cases and who appoint them. I mean, depending on the government that appointed them, and how they decide cases. And you know, I think say we have on a way true, and yet for our unity and cohesion as a country. So when your case next our court, my what I think what you to me of say me call in some woman because he said I've committed an offense. It should not be said obi shall say no manipulate I am sentinel or someone. And say a banisana when there's a genuine determination of a case crana, what do you move and know? And the son is Isiano air con because Isiano never say every government be a person yan nipa do a war bench so. That okay and check crano Mahama say former President Mahama Okosia NPP NDC lawyers no crano no encourage you say so ba obabiema 1% omo join the bench no omo obo no ma join the bench say ba ne sa na say politicize judiciary no e ba ne sa na say unye case bi o court wo mo a wa dwunu mu no ntumo say judge what way or NDC judge and NPP judge.
Yeah, exactly.
To what I say, a banisana bama yasetimaeti. As a someone who himself some will call the funnel. Over doing so, obey the actual because you are an NPP or you are the NDC. It also you to me share seminal those people now. This is civil society organizations now. To me kasa bantienu. Also you to me share you who says so bit bench and so on your NDC on your NPP because the thing is that if NPP NDC are in government, they will appoint judges. If NPP are in government, they will appoint judges. But it should not be that because they were appointed by NDC, no, they will be doing the bidding of NDC. So I'm going to say, and I said they were appointed by NPP, no, they will be doing the bidding of NPP. Ebanisana, they are independent, you know, in the bidding. And they are the only people that we run to. I am part of them.
Yeah.
So I said, I can join the bench and also become a judge. And you know, saying to me, ye kita mudeno and yanka saying so near the ko a bench because they're the only people so on kasa they are God or customer fana. If you don't like it, you go to the other you come up the ladder. So I said, you know, omama ya dreamu enya fine man say akwa we no asem no di for na SSL odi for no di for. Nya say bia uye age na obida na dwono no be say no baba abakot no so ne witnesses kasa when accuse people kasa say they should come and testify against him or something. I'm not saying that is what happened because this is not what we heard on the tape. We didn't have any indication of that nature. coaching him to go and say something like that. But we should not have that impression. Say, as some quarter, and so there will be other people working underground to secure judgment against somebody. The Ebasana MY. To be very honest, MY. You have to go to court with a mind that as make judge, only uyafa, he is going to determine the case based on the evidence that we have, and that is the only thing that we need. So what I say, that's what.
But it appears that maybe I okay, judge. Council, Bruno. I mean, right now there's a see as we speak. Obia Juma in the judiciary because from a case that started the issue. And again, I don't want to start issue because from Revolution Rollins more time, there was a perception that judges, which is why okay, bar association in AFRC, they were at loggerheads for a long time, even PNDC.
Yes,
bar association case in my intro, no. People raise issue about high moral standards, say he doesn't qualify. And then that became an issue. What amounts to high moral standards? The judiciary has been bastardized for years. But this is an all-time low. I did judiciary said okay, dangerous mind.
And it should not be the case because we are lucky. If you look at the countries around us, Ghana is the one you can say that we are doing well when it comes to the judiciary. So what I say. So we should have to maintain that in that order. We have to keep it. You have to keep it. Say you are going to court. What do you fast? Say, court no. We don't think say obia fase wakoni judge na kasa obia yese me tell me say me nim such an omoma bride me be that be where I study it was not like that in the omoma miskasa me fan come judge me akọ me yeska to kam kwa judge in senka because I don't even know how to approach anybody, and that is how we should have it at the back of our mind. So we do case kokota, the judge is going to determine the case based on the evidence and based on the competence of the counsel that you have engaged. So as I say, you may have a good case, but have a very bad lawyer. He cannot put your case properly before the judge. That's a different matter. So in fact, I was stating because I heard in the news people are saying mistrial other.
Yeah, and also I think that has even been okay, but whether because this evidence is not even before the court, so how is this even going to make an impact?
I say it's because and anything say case or court, we don't have to discuss it. So I say yes, Anna, woman, who that conference that press conference now, NDC, I'm not sure it was very good. So I say, I pray for my friend. I know say he didn't commit any offense yet. But if it did happen, say the court see him as innocent. People may think that it's because of the taper, so I say. And if you should go, sir, they will say, oh, because of this, that's why they did it. And that should not be the way we want to handle our judiciary.
Indeed, the press conference was wrong. NDT shouldn't have held
No. But like I said, we are in May and December is just about 7 months away or less. And so whatever they are doing, these two parties, they are calculating ahead of time. Politics. It's not just about politics. So what I say, so you and I know we are politics, but we on street so
onim exactly.
And maybe on street so we so what I say, but politics is playing about 99% of this case, because man, my friend is a minority leader in parliament, even though the case the case started before he became a leader. But he's a minority leader. So if you are doing that to their leader, that is to them, no, it is not the best. So whatever weapon that they have to make sure that they will fight, that is what they will do. And any reasonable person will do that. So that's what I said. But we should have, we have to tread carefully.
Council Mamino said we should tread cautiously because all we have is the judiciary. I mean, election petition cry just that to go Mukasa and home with any Ghana here from. Now go for him and talk about everybody knew say, yeah, pim, my Supreme Court, I ye, Usukra, ye, before at least if also do a model court, that was the end. By your good court, we are finished. We are finished. Until at least even the judiciary being perfect is better than being no judicial, no law, no order. And they dangerous. And they connect. Mamma Munyama to say more better any boy my did discuss with Eddie Bremo. But watching the other way they can warn it that and say about it because sending message or more Uko hotel near the crowd to me the scanning hotel. But to the politicians, they move food soldiers. So Mamma Yama some way of food soldiers, no, when you're political appointees. When you're find your food send obi da to no Godfrey da no chene beto mo munyina mudi nkobo na mo kasa o phone so obi frɛ wa ye be kan nyina na e record mo no chene wo be ye minister bon so yes we be drop sa videos so we should all be careful about the things we do obi me say what one out friend me video call na me name hell no, I'm not going to pick it. There's no way be ka te pia de channel me pick it. Me no need what video call as phone me pick it. Make sure I'm almost sending message. Go me train me name number. Me train answer. Check me you deep me search me contact. I don't know the number. I won't respond. My media uncle comment. Oh yeah, media for the yeah pa. To the not oh. It's also election so. Okay. When you podcast away, they will not. Ah, so many crime minimum. See when they be winning. I'm not going to say anything. Let me na me talk about. Nipa here in the talk about. Let them decide who is winning. Ndiye nanya careful. Yeah, esuade ma ye nyina. Mr. Boating, I mean, I was a baby. That's a problem. Mr. Boating, a PhD student, or a PhD in security and intelligence. Also, I had intelligence and security for years. Only President Wallace, I had over 20 years experience. Na brand Ukutana to Abea or security as a man. Unimina, and a lawyer could job and so the Unim Dada. Also, I had is I was UK. Abatwaso Ghana is a member of the bar or training themselves. Evidence when you know, it is not before the court. On fast them way in judge, so evidence from 2001. Why has he not put this evidence before the court? If we judicial video now tape now recording a genuine, why haven't you presented it to the court? But any lawyers and him saying admissible. That is why I'm not going to change lawyers. I'm sure so lawyers not against a matter anyway and you're admissible. Your court, what they are admissible in the admissible, social media, they are quite no. Court one standard, they are admissible, no super and admissible on you. To know the standard, yet they are better than when you say, you can say the yen in a penal. Hey, Patrick, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Xavier.
On this issue.
Well, I mean, it's two things. As some women may movie and fan say lightly because you wait me at me movie. Wait me a call Ghana, maybe only Ghana cramp, wait me a call one day, once BBC, you bet you as court assembly a bar, everybody is liable. That's number one. Number two, only one of my problems is that this was an outburst at the court. Jakpa did not intentionally want to put this out. AG can be beach ren or court to them ho, and then you bufu ye. So it was an outburst. And this recording, according to the timeline, happened in the morning before the testimony. Because Okaya, that was why the AG was asking, say, he hoped he won't conclude his testimony because it will be too quiet. That was where the conversation of oncology medical way non-fambra.
That is when go out, but there are series of recordings.
So the thing, this is not good in any way. No matter what party you belong to, this is not good for the AG because he's not only Attorney General, he's also Minister of Justice. His bar is high. He's the head of the bar. So the standard that is
head of the bar. But Ghana, he's not the head of the bar. He's the head of the Justice Department, but not the bar.
I think he is. Check it very well.
The bar is headed by another person. He president of the Ghana Bar Association. He's a different person.
Well, but he has that higher ranking in our Justice Department.
AG, but the bar is different from Attorney General.
Okay.
Ghana no bar is different from Attorney General.
So to me, this is very critical. Well, and the sad part of it is that when this outburst happened in court, he was there. He did not object. This is what it is. Akwane kana semno ewo in the box. At least, no, the person was accusing you directly. You are there. As a lawyer, you could at least object and ask the judge to take those, to expunge those out of the court record, because of course the guy was speaking. One kasa, not from what we know. So to me, no, that is a concern to me.
But what if that has been done in the court proceedings?
No, but it did not happen.
Court proceedings, so I don't know.
It did not happen because the next thing we knew was there was a press conference, there was a statement that the AG office released. And the first statement denied everything. Okay? This is where I have my concern.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that they have not objected to it. The objection will be in the court proceeding, the court records. And we don't have it now.
That did not happen. That from the record, from everything that we
don't have the court records. So I don't want to say that didn't happen. It will be, it's possible that it's in the court records that has been captured. I don't know.
Yeah, so to me, those are the concerns. What the AG office put out, which we all held on to. And then the last press conference, backtracing things again, saying, sir, because first they denied everything. And now they are now, so to me, that is where I have my concern. Because not for the person, but for that office.
Yeah.
And for what that office stands for. Not only for that office, internationally. Because that office represents the country internationally. So this is not, and yeah, it is so it is not only about him, it is about the office and Ghana's image internationally. Okay. And that is the reason why, if you notice, the conversation has never gone into the merit of the case in court. The conversation has been around the tape, because that is not in court. And the press conference also never seek to say, sir, cancel our seminar. No, the conference has never made mention of the case at all. It has only been the conduct of the AG.
Of the AG,
that is allowed professionally or not. This is where the concern is. Now, Ghana Bar Association is in a fix to come out and give clarification to this, because they are lawyers practicing. Is this the standard of your practice? The judges must also come out. Is this the standard of the practice? And this must be done well to give a good image to the country, because the AG office represents the country internationally. So this whole Japa thing, it's gone beyond effort.
It's gone beyond Japa. It's gone beyond Japa.
As for NDC and MPP, this thing, these people, they always go about their whole thing. But to me, that is where it's important for us, for some cleaning to be done, some clarification to be done, to restore the dignity and the respect that office holds. Because that office goes beyond. MPP can lose today. NDC can lose today. Whoever is there will leave, but that office still remain and will be functioning as a Ghanaian office.
I agree with you, Patrick. That's why I say I'm protective office, what it stands for. Now, the politics near the good office anymore. They
will run at it like vultures, and everybody will tear it, and everybody will. That's not the case. The main thing is, if this is not well taken care of, this can hurt the AG's office and Ghana's image on international cases.
Well, even Ghana image you cry locally, you can't look and say, yeah, cry what Ghana and say, and AG officer and dear dangerous for the future judgment and be free. What about some good evening? What do you also have to say?
Oh, sure, I say, maybe a few points be keke. Now, lawyer, no, cause NDC press, no, they were not supposed to do the press, meaning in Yadwin. Because Uncle Fona accused.
He's talking about the integrity of the court. Say me and you be a good court in any matter.
No, but I say my NDC press, it was not necessary. They should.
He said the two of them. I know can't NDC the no ye anything them might be before no to be omo no. Na ni me enu nyina because sa tape no any court to them. And they will be able to be a court any more nyama from they would. Because we need the next election. Mobile, you are going to deal with this quarter. Yeah, you're good anymore. Then where do we get?
Yeah, MB before Munye press conference, you.
a press conference. Tape Brana Mebono.
One
MPP for no MPP party did a press conference.
No.
I think Enra
Frank Davis na a press conference. So no on MPP for and all come on.
MPP and Casa did something. Let me see. I think UTV covered it.
MPP had a press conference yesterday. 30 minutes press conference.
I'm getting the video for him. So what's your position?
Okay, my position is one. Maybe a few points. One, no more MPP for say a tape me, your daughter tape. No. So my daughter tape no more for original Nimbra. Because me met my anya tape ni say. Na my doctor no. Na my sas.
No, you can confirm say it's not doctor. Your mom voice. Say for what security expert, he has confirmed say a tape. It's been edited, but your mom voice.
Or the forensic audit report now. So
there people know you're security expert, but what do we know? The tape is not before the court, but for what is the any doctor? Or my edited by any doctor, they original. He has confirmed say or more. He knows the voices.
Or you show original tape, not the forensic audit. Now say audited one or public domain or the year audit.
There be won't it? The issue was about to confirm. I was asking, say, it's been doctored and not Otia being a security expert because he has the videos. If I may, he was the first person to send it to me. Analysis now, Gofredamine also, Japan was not say yes, but it has been edited. So also to trace see because what? And different periods. They do one more recording and I do. They do one more recording the daytime. One recording baby. But edited, but you're more you go predominant.
So because I doctor that means a trim voice be if you and the voice be able replace it. But can't join there. That is not editing. And when friend and doctor.
I know you're edited, but you're not doctored.
And
there are two different. No, once here, words now me use here no. It has not been doctored, but it has been edited. You are not listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you are
because media for your editing voices that I said I'm okay. Make me editing and I'm getting into 20 seconds. By editing, it's not doctored. But if what it was confirming, say a edited voice and you're doctored.
Yes,
original voices. No, it's not doctored, but it is edited.
Yeah, but if your education ambassador demand for it, because Grophobia won't say the two terminologies as if Onya can say edited pen or no funny say ya coaching for
we can't wash everybody's ignorance from their heads. Okay. Edited, but you're doctored, a original, a dummy voice, a japa voice, there was.
But if you are what is to say in court proceedings, no, a Japano no can say he has a Pandora box to open. So our statement no no. I don't know, Attorney General one raise your objection said Pandora box ban or person will be on count.
Because court, concern Yedma or court. Pandora's box be an Yedma or court.
Maybe at that time. Maybe at that time court crash audio. Maybe
no changing lawyers 3 times. He knows that audios are not admissible in court.
Oh, if you are if you are minimum, will be changing lawyers, and maybe lawyer who and a assistant lawyer, and I say if fees to do. Audio number. I don't want tender in evidence. Why didn't he tender it in evidence? The timing is everything. Obia, also last time Hobson about shows who can say, or was same become about Becani November. A timing is everything. Obia,
the timing. I said, the case has gone to full trial. You have concluded your case. You have the tapes. Why did Japan not enter the tapes into evidence? What is it? You have concluded the case. I found the case in Wendo Wabonte.
Is it via? Because
Japan had no intentions for the tapes in Bema court.
Because
his only intention was on the Bayer Diamond or the ASCT. He has won.
Yeah, because well, boss, the main case has nothing to do with all of this conversation. The main case is about ambulance purchase, the process, and the money that was lost. That was the main case. And everything is related to that. So there is no way or no this conversation with any procedure, any friend say professional conduct we know. Ebebabe married that case. So this whole thing, that is the reason why he couldn't provide this, they couldn't use this as a yardstick in court. No, because the court is this Nankasana pure. It is either
relevance. To prove relevance, to prove that be admissible in court, you must prove number one relevance.
But
you
if you had the whole tape, the conduct of the AG, Anna Japan say or show to the world say conduct of the AG, or the ethics of the profession, is out of place. He's not supposed to.
What is the relevance to the charge? What is the relevance to the charge?
Yeah,
you have
the
conduct, that bridge.
The conduct
of the AG relevant to the charge before the court? You must prove all these elements. Well, court will prove here. May admissible. I judge in the budget. You admit it.
Well, one thing I know is courts necessarily do not even deal with the truth, though. They deal with what you can prove. You can even have the truth, but if you can't prove it, the court cannot help you. You must come in with the evidence. The case that is being talked about, it has nothing to do with all of these things that we are talking about behind the scene. That is why we are even able to talk about it, because it has nothing to do with the outstanding case. The outstanding case is just pure. Imagine, why is it that the finance minister is not charged, but the deputy finance minister is charged? Okay, there was an outstanding finance minister.
Because they have these officers who are in charge of various transaction projects. They have these people who are
exactly. So the merit of that case has nothing to. That was why Jakpa himself can't bring that one up. Jakpa is a third accused. The finance minister is the first. Deputy finance minister is the first accused. Jakpa is the third accused, and then the company that was hired is
even Ministry of Health. The crowd was part, and the charges against them was
the charges against. So those things don't have any merit with the case. The case itself, is still as it should be. My only concern, like I said, that everybody should be concerned of is the conduct, the professional conduct of our AG. That should be the only concern. That's what everybody have to be addressing.
We're using the office, and these are ethical bonena on case, on resigning. Now a judge says I smear the whole case with all these ethical issues. Judge Nangasano. So, a person saving the image, or no soon chin no one started assembly all over again.
What boss? On the cost boss and that way, opportunity I don't deal. Okay, case Ben Crown and me person made case with example. I think election petition also. And then there's another American case that I think O.J. Simpson case. You know, the judge say they were not giving access to even jury. Jury what about South America? Jury TV, radio, newspaper. They block all these things.
You'll be sequestered. The jury will be sequestered.
Example, be na me go jury duty one. Ana me call hono. Na me hu Ghana ni bia me so me no bobo. Me hu no na me Charlie, what's up? What's it? No Omubisa me say minim ono so be jury duty ni bi. Omuka say because the minim ni ntino. Omu suspended the whole thing.
Yeah.
Omudi yesa ko share different set because me obi wo honum.
Exactly.
Because omunim say because the mania show say minim ni ntino. Ye betima aye team pop akubi conflict of interest betima ba.
But what boss? The difference is that this issue here, was before the court,
Yes.
That is why they used it to change you people in the jury. This tape, Jakpa is not putting it before the court. You then come and say that the judge, so person will protecting image. This matter, this tape is not before the court.
Oh, but if you
what boss? This issue is not before the judge. as far as the judge is concerned, says my dad not hear TV on TV radio. And the am okay never know. Evidence.
Bushafo mo de be
Only obi akasa emfa no ono the evidence na adwuma. The evidence. Admissible. Because what was the thing that said the ain't na can a judge be adbe adwuma ka Ghana yet to me jail even one person. It's not fair.
Oh, na say
ordinary people be consume every day. They never get party to hold press conferences on their behalf. But about politicians, all of us are up in arms. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yes, the same right here. You might say, what was America when I was in Donald Trump? It's before the court. He's before the court. Indictment are here. Charges are here. Good so he's before the court. I am Donald Trump. I say we will not see the light of day. Sometimes I will see the politics in between China. Follow issues. William, you are killing him.
Obiako we are body. You're jailing it 10 years in a safe. Politicians for we sikana ye prosecute or more, not more heavy problem. I don't that I don't mean to see.
You see this week, Uganda news agency will be we because they see na we and narcotic is a criminal offense. Possession. Or condemn 10 years for we one row. We 1 row. America how say we free utumeno. Ghana condemn 10 years for we. Last 2 weeks, your jelly small boy, the SHS graduate 18 years. Or condemn 15 years for Emo Froye, any mobile phone esika because he robbed the teacher with a knife.
But if you are unim say you know lawyer can say age is the best so far. Maybe who is the best so far because
it's an opinion.
Yeah.
It's his opinion.
Me expressing my opinion to counter that opinion.
So your opinion should be on your own, independent of his. He didn't counter yours. So you state your opinion, saying your opinion.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I think he's the best. And I'm say he's not the best.
What down to me can I say, okay, he's not the best, sir. What?
Because
the best is not the best.
Yeah, because your case is the judgment that case is or UK ni abroad and also Olusuni na. All the judgment that cases Olusuni na. Sika kesia eso tumiko GFE Obinsem Enfambra Ghana no. Olusuni na but they all Ghana no die. No why ye no kokoti and also our influence accused persons. What kind of I don't see the best in him.
Okay, you. What was only Patrick other people so but what was judgment death case you on my a bad case. The lawyer cannot say
judgment death what the cabbage your car or the one on the Baba.
2 million euros on Jemaye. I don't know.
Why should there even be judgment death in the first place? Why should there even be judgment death in the first place? That is what your argument should go to. But when you want to committee won't say must sign it, your contract be on my one sign it watertight. Watertight contract. Some of the conditions are shame by say or be breach here. Will judgment death, the AG cannot save you. Obedient cancer, what boss? My American crime medicine code and you cancer you cure, you manage me boy. Yeah, you said nobody can cure you. So it's not in the AG.
Local champion.
I know NDC for talking points. No. They said were you NDC for one line and abba. NDC for talking points. No. NDC for talking points. Anyway, Yabano.
Anything.
Local champion. That is the statement they always make.
That's what he does. Ogagi judge.
What am I taking the NDC? Mutumiji is Ogagi judge. What am I taking and the NDC Mutumiji by? And the NDC Moji. Let's not make this issue about politics. What am I taking? If you don't pay the money, Mutia first tranche at most if you don't pay, Mutia, Muji is can't buy.
Is if you are buy for propaganda, Jaro. What was there? So I wouldn't be original.
Why do you? What was? I said, you only say as now. No, I can't.
I said that is.
What was Patrick? I'm go back with you. I want
no. But you can compare them, but
What boss?
Patrick, for the back, maybe some question.
Patrick, one brother, why then?
Oh, maybe some question. And I go for Ben through some questions. Why?
No, your minister, what was the question? Why then?
I will see.
I'm
in the moment commanding show. Obi court. Let's say we're changing the lawyer twice. How is that an issue? How is that an issue? He has to go with that.
All the lawyers, he didn't tender the evidence.
Play devil's advocate all the time. Now, in any case, I think we are not even talking about the merit of the case. Lawyer, counsel, and then there's no lawyer. All about the code cannot find no free. You know, can no catchy. Listen, I say then on the convention. Also, there NDC for Wababe, you offended. Wababe press conference. You know where press conference where it has got nothing to do with the case. NDC, what they are seeking to do is that they are actually requesting for the removal of the Attorney General because they feel he's not fit. That is the whole thing.
But NDC knows how, if they want to remove the AG, they know that there's a procedure. They can report him to the General Legal Counsel. But that's what the lawyer was saying. Why the press conference?
But the whole thing is that the lawyer can say, "I will another lawyer no be out there 99% of Ghana for." Like they don't know that this is political. I don't agree with you people. We all know that this is political.
It is.
The case itself, right from the word go, we knew it was political. Because you can't prosecute financial loss to the state. Woman on them Casio will be true of a friend. Woman I'm not after okay meaningful damage abazi. I don't know what. See, I can't financial loss to the state. So right from the word go, the thing was political. No, let nobody deceive anybody that this whole thing has got nothing to do with politics.
No, so Uncle Paco, are you saying that if there has been financial loss, just because it involves a politician,
No, not far from that. Far from that. But what I'm trying to say is that let nobody deceive us that this is not political. This whole thing is political. In any case, it has got nothing to do with the case itself. They are talking about the conduct of the AG. Yeah, let's trade the more conversation on CP there. Conduct in the pen and can answer on case. And the case is them working, we're close to case that I know. Yeah, change judgment. Judgment, but I say, I to force you guilty, I'm for them to, or you're guilty, or whatever it is. But we are talking about the conduct. In any case,
if the conduct of the AG, why has Atufos and the lawyers or Japanese lawyers, why haven't they reported the AG to the General Legal Counsel? They are in charge of the conduct of lawyers.
Okay, then with Patrick Ben or Ketch or there, it was an outburst. So obviously, Japan was not willing to do this because obviously, but because of what AG said, or can of court not trigger. Mom, can I say that?
Yeah, but if you have evidence, and you have not given the evidence to court, and you have an opportunity to give it to General Legal Counsel so that they can remove the AG, why are you sitting on it?
But we know this one cannot be an evidence in court. We know we cannot use them as an evidence. It was a conversation.
No, but this is the General Legal Counsel is not court. Why don't it's a professional ethical body? You can report the AG there with the tape there. This is conflict of interest. This is breach of professional standards.
Ghana and Ghana illegal system nankasa ugui abra ponchi sambemuno ponchi na bayiri bemuno ono ugui we are not trying to redeem it a bit by bit, but for an attorney general to behave this way, it goes a long way to actually one my effort because you are trying to redeem the image. Honestly, if I was the AG, I will honorably resign because it's against my ethics. Ayejuma, ayabonu wejumum. Abazinebe, we wiza, mama mesado. My brother, all the blast silence will boy, we just resign. Why resign, Boko? It is AG. I as in say ethically you are wrong. You might as well just resign. Even the idea there you are actually having a witness to forge a sick leave with it's neither here nor there.
Well, it's not admissible. The way the tape has been edited, confirmed by Boateng, it can mean anything. Wait for everything else before we conclude.
It is political, my dear. It is political. We all know it's political. Let's nobody.
It's political. Every charge there are elements that you have to satisfy. So if the elements are not there, you cannot satisfy. But if we to prove elements now, then political or not, the elements have been proven. If there's what's the willfully causing financial loss, if the elements are there and it's been satisfied, politics or not.
And I'm making the case itself, the case in its main, but this tape issue and all that press conference, counter press conference, it's all political. Case like I say, hey, yes, no one's a man.
You made us say, Brad Prince, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. What's the matter? Good evening. It's a fear. And you said when you see a bro who can say NPP and this, winning warm. We a jandam be no more or more. Or say it is a system no more thing. The only answer you can is a fear. And you business are because what better 7 years, 7 good years. Case with that whole and now only interest be okay, but moon say amount for a casaba dala and one who said that this case you have a amount for Jaisa a no man ecosoka. Is the giant one? Okay. Some make us NPP, is the fear. Sana make can say, and yeah, about press conference, and yeah, about AGAF, Omunina corruption, a Gadawom, Omunina no Omon Pagan a year. Because
a sweeping statement without evidence.
Oh yeah, yes, it's the yes, you would Ghana. Oh, they are catching which was say Ghana. Can you say African country be to compare itself to Ghana because Ghana in Kuntokwada. Ghana in Kuntokwa, and so Kurun ain't mean develop it. And so they be your leaders. So I say, Obia ba what you no can the dead no trauma no oba na NDC or no bashi Attorney General NPP so ba no so bashi NDC dey say I could for appoint special prosecutor, appoint Attorney General or appoint judges so we are saying na and so you case omudi o
Prince don't follow. I swear to God every day. Judges need passing judgment every day.
Is that fear? The more party a body for no any way for no.
There be Prince.
The more party no. Maybe
no Prince.
The
judiciary now what Ghana no. So why you do my court? Even where you are crowd what no court district court get to an crowd court na case so much it will blow your mind every day. The cases you say Friday, you are criticizing BB and cases in your internet so. If you look at the number of cases, just this 2023 cases of over 1,000 plus 2,000 cases.
So any body for no, any body any bunch for no.
Any body for any trial no. You won't be making sweeping comments without doing our research. You no, Prince Tobo.
Oh, me too.
I understand. It's a general statement, but to say now when you're saying oh, cases so good,
Menka said to you, it is the Menka to you. Me say, me show this the fear. Some cases are a big case, it's still pending for 7-8 years.
Yeah, because again, Prince, on the process, nothing.
Oh, there be the process, Prince, you won't tell because unko trouble there.
There be Prince Tobo. Yeah, fresh case was quarter. Yeah, you be a criminal case.
Catch a man on chance. So bad no account there. They will tell you shake it. It's not fair to me.
But here the American Prince. You have your case. Your civil case. Your criminal case. Criminal case to court and you so be. Who do you know that Yes, who did him and now the for who did for when I bet you baby a case no. Who did him? I was set proceed and motor near how defending who the entire who did him no. And it is said that the now for lawyer not chanting that we may pay the lawyer not also lawyer for front by a man at time. Until I never catch a court said that me a new lawyer. Mama me 2 months I mean court processing I mean really. It's oh say one case better no.
In I don't know body anybody for no I am more society be.
But over court now wouldn't I mean yet TikTok education cases I court near over me a busa say who did be man now for and was only lawyer case and son worker say who did be moody for but they bring him into do because ye nyaya banchiru ani ayi for ye nim law nim I suppose to no that is my friend this is not allowed
me sure say sample for no is there bia sample for no onu ko this card ko fa lawyer o enye from ha America ha ye tena o metima ma lawyer say you know one this card ko fa lawyer
Prince Ghana so my lawyers we have court appointed lawyer Prince man don't throw on sometimes what to me can you ma Ghana what to say Ghana you
is that and you say you ka Ghana who is there
but you don't want to listen to
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Now, legal aid, but they bring him watch let no cry and comfort the talk of Yapono or Cotier. They will not. Yes, I'm telling you. Say, I don't know legal education program or TV. So, you TV, yeah, what procedures or your baby, I would need lawyer, your baby, lawyer, legal aid for your baby, I would need lawyer for courts. I can appoint to a court appointed lawyer. These things are that said they want American, but they bring no. Baby education one in your cry. Your chairman some train. Now some train because you need no on different crowds in me different. Yeah, now to no, guilty. But they don't have access to wouldn't say to a police station cry. And you by force when I was so to a statement. Can only lawyer and cousin son of control, but we bring him because yeah,
Ghana Korea yet any percent of lawyers.
And who knew lawyer and Chelsea who need him deal?
Debbie make us up, Debbie. Who's that you? I understand you. Who's a chrome hano? See a chill kwana, me first please require Menkasa because Okasa they will use anything that you're going to say again.
The same thing. Wouldn't say the same thing.
Ghana.
Yeah, Miranda right to America.
Please look for but you know, no him law no catch.
Obwa, police be any law no. No, please don't. The fact that law in here Juma or some place doesn't mean so own him. They know, but who was settle all right. Your right is that you need access to a lawyer, legal advice before you write your statement. If you don't claim your right, or no police no there. But police need himself who are right as a suspect. Into a chua, you have catch yourself. Oh, you don't call her. Oh, be a bit me a friend. Obina or catch also bit me a friend. Just say you can call a relative, you can call a lawyer. That's your Miranda right in the American Miranda right to America. That is your Miranda right there. So you can call somebody, patrol brad please come and say yes how.
Is the American say is the Yanka say assess by is the chrono yetim bina by the American say NDC NPP no. Omo records no nyame na make is there. What I say? We scratch we back. We scratch we there. It case be ba. Ombema yen I wa bontina hu de this ana case na neko. Ye be hu de this ana case na neko because sesia no make I say NPP ye no be bre ho a pende. Me fa say amount for a kasa $500 more than 15 pound more than 17 eko 20. On say see ye je enu nyina go. Port ye kwa port duties we be complaining for the past 3 years. Ninyina is there. A normal a border of mine we don't address or a normal. There be a normal said that BB ababe cut across because someone say education level not is the passion.
Before damage job
yeah, that be yes damage control sa no you. Aka 5 months 6 months na ya toaba. What I say, I got 5 months. Issues na it's almost tackle no. Enye bi ni sa issue a court asem. issue na border
issue
it's the issue by Nico say a trendy said a trendy amano be brain no akwa die no say issue we said I work no judges nsem no ho judges na say omu defend Ghana na yen you feel say yes asem we kwa court judges net made defend ama Ghana what I say na normal border system no e ka ho do we ka ho by normal border
only is a prince I am party a theater to force in pa ho de so a and no see issue I was a back no be answer kan ho asem
so say no ye ka o say omu education they can find your problems brave they can find to come and educate the people
okay
say be a case we say o say NPP a party be a NDC ya power nyina NPP because they don't come out to come and explain stuff to people is that they be me dia say NPP ni say educated people la me dey biaram kasa say NPP ba sa scared je to aba ne sa no mani nya be cut show say akra dey time because say me say omu ye more qualified a year omu no ma bi wo ho omu so so enuntina sesia no nipa bebre no NPP ni kwa na enye yakono because of subai bebre ma show about oma galamsey ni ho anwan ya kese no ma bebre o tenchen no okasa tia ba oba na aye west dala any ade nyina no aye west so eti ana se ye kasa sometimes ya no
ya mama te wase ya
so that say because case bi wo ho a o betime di ne quick stuff ya on bet me di quick and a case bi what you say case we dear enko ba bia last am say omo arrest we bia me share sa program me body Felix one was case we enko ba bia so because omo say political it omo nyina no because me ka say Akufo-Addo ko gina platform so ka say omo say yentimi nchi we bia sisi e behwe so me fa say special prosecutor in ade Sakalon here Juma special prosecutor we don't need any special prosecutor
okay
because attorney general more we were on mine confess na no ye use no sa yetimi appoint some post to be what supposed we crave free na buy post no to say emfansion enya dwuma bia so na eda no obi di uskedi na nipa na appoint nipa be 50 gu na say o mine so niska
you have a point there what do you have a point there
yeah o mine so niska eti yen hwe na omai no confess no yentimi enya na mboa youth no mo ba no
okay
because youth no sesi ya no my sister me ba Ghana last year kwana mmerwa ho ebi was ka wo botom nyina no wan we kwa obeyi di ache because obi e complaining me kofa no ma the next ye ma me ni yi kwa de yenuanom kwa sesi akwa da bochi yewu me kofa no ma me ba eni sa kwaso dala no ese wo sa send this kaka no o sa de kan eko no ma fa
okay mama to ase o de wa kan o se ya o ne to de bia ma mo de fire go am fire ta ya bonu go so you brag it on pato enti o
I step ya temenka
hai
that's the power program we let's step ya Oman no
when increase volume meaning say I we earpiece now because now mo ba na you see earpiece now effective volume I don't know why
Otemenka
ai
me how ni say asem ya nyina ya jump to conclusion say age no resign ampanyimpo ga na be breaker age no so aba bonti am be kasa
age on kasa
adentina nipa no obi aka asema fo obi say fast asem ko tuwe me dis fia eye kronfo me kan ni sa no a what radio so ye popular ye nyinu piso da bi ye ma egi no so mra no me fa na asem nto kwa ye fa so ankomo no ba ye ene ne nam ekosi ye so won na ntimi ko ba say asem no nipa ba ko be kan na ye nyina ya kura ko gina ti say go one resign what resign you antan wa be yi na no ana say so badwam ye kan eja kura no oba ne ni kuru nya asem a nya de oba no be ba be kan na be ma me kan ye gina su ku awade obi aka na asem ne ahu say awasem aka nsuo ginam we de ni nsuo nyinam eno na ho me ya we ye me ya kese o mamu ne se na ahu say me kan o man na yo mu ya na ni mabu ase de education no yɛn hyɛ dan fa yɛadwene nkɔ so na wo better programs so a deɛ wɔkyerɛ yɛn no no ne yɛfa o adwene a wɔyɛ team MPP ne NDP na ne yɛde ba ɛnɛ nta bia me ne no Italy wɔn to aba maame maame ba yi assembly man eti no na mpanyinfo ahyia me no mu hyia nti aborɔfo na ntwam de yɛ nneɛma me hunu bi so program no aba eji ni na nkeka ho ne yɛ me ya kɛse omu ne sɛ yɛ ka so obi yɛ minister wɔn tɔ patro wɔn nya hwe yɛ ne yɛhwɛ no otu kwan ya so ɔmo ba blochira first class na ɔmo tena hotel papa na ɔmo da na ɔmo di aduane pa yɛ bɛkɛ yɛ kɛn 4 years yi bɛbɛ yi yɛ bɛku kritika yɛ sɛ ɛgra ne de ama ɔmo na sɛ nipa kuro yi a yɛ sɛ kukuro ɔmo ani sika ma sɛ fakɔ yɛ adeɛ ma yɛ na sɛ sika no wɔntumi anhwɛ so ya yɛsi ma yɛn ka ho ase adan ɛyɛ yi akɛseɛ so ɔman no nka wei ɛna sɛ nkɔmɔ nyinaa sɔre gyina
Gideon na amon ka sɛ yɛn ka ho asɛm ɔmo sɛ sɛ ɔde nipa no bɛkɔ akɔtum a nya evidence papa me nya sɛ politics nkyinkyini a awu kɔgyeli no what is what NDC saying
maami asɛm yɛ ɔmo ka ya ɛna politics sɛ de obi a wɔna gyina adwene de obi a deɛ otimi twɛ sɛ bi odi a wo bi sɛ wo adwene no ɛyɛ onyansa asɛm no ɛyɛ nsɛmfo so ma obi na me dem pɛsɛm kyerɛ sɛ de na yɛ kɛn nipa ne yɛde na kɔ gyina kɔ atofo so wɔnya akora yɛso yɛ doctor wafa lawyers etu ɔno akɔ no defend ɔno kɔ ayɛ nti saa MPP ne NDC a the case ba no mo hwɛ di akyi me de ɛyɛ nsɛnhunu ma no wo ma me
okay good the say party for no twi ɔmo ho frɛ asɛm na lawyers deal with it
wɔn mo twi ɔmo sɛ wo ma me kura na ɛyɛ adeɛ na nya ka kyɛ ne sɛ a kwaku yaw adeɛ a wo yɛ ɛnyɛ enso so nyɛ sɛ adeɛ bia ba yɛ mo ho bai wan kasa wo hwɛ ambulance yɛ siwe ya enti ampa pa sɛ na meka yɛn kura yɛn kɔ suku yɛ wie fomfo yɛ di sika brɛme sɛ madam fo bi di sika brɛme abrukyira sɛ me mpatɔ ka mana me wɔyɛ doctor me ntɔ ka me kwa kɔtɔ sɛ ambulance ya so ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ wo man yɛ di ya sɛ hwɛ na mo yɛ program wo ne Captain Smart aduma efo ɔba ɛkɔ hospital akɔwo ne yɛ so wɔte moto so yɛtu obi timi de yɛtu obi to dua so ne yɛde ne twa kwan na Professor Mercy nya adwempa sɛ mo nkɔnkɔtɔ ambulance mmra na yɛmfa mo ayɛ yi o me nkwa kan wo so nkwa kan wɔn no na akɔba se ya enkese ndi si twe ne ho MPP twe ne ho yɛni asɛm no no kurem sɛ wɔnya mfomso a wɔnkɔ de baabi wɔyɛ mfomso so a yɛnkena so na me problem wɔ ha ne sɛ so NDC ya adeɛ bi a wokɔ ka ho asɛm no akɔyɛ sɛ ɔkɔyɛ MPP ɛnyɛ ne saa ne teɛ hwɛ sɛ nipa na akɔyɛ adeɛ na nyɛ that tape wo yɛ kɔ ba ya NDC fo asom akeke yɛde ba abɔnte deɛ keka ho nipa na akɔka asɛm wɔ court munya ma court no mo nkɛn we am kɔ twa ba abɔnte aba ha yɛ adwene kwɛyɛ ne sɛn wo de ayɛ adwene kwa ɛnyɛ ma papa ɛsɛ ɛbɔ ho dawura na yɛ ka ho asɛm wɔ kan yɛ gyae na sɛ we ne yɛdi wɔn asipagya etimi de ma asɛm sɛ NDC ne MPP no asɛm ba ɔmo ntwe wɔ mo ho na asɛm yɛnka na mfamfa mmara kwan so na mmara no mɛda di mu obi ahu na kyena obi kɔyɛ a wɔhunu sɛ adeɛ a mekɔ kyena ɛsɔ me nsa mɛda ma yi because ya sɛ deɛ na bra ne ka no me nua bi yɛ papa nua bi sister me se ne kuro no a wɔbɔ nyina kuro no tantantan wɔnua de pa wɔnu akotu banche na dina kotu 6 months wɔnu akɔfo obi afidie ne dina kotu ba obi timi fa sika titi die pa a ɛman no ɛha yɛn sɛnka Ghana yɛ wɔ corruption yɛsi yɛ ko a ɛwɔ sɛ nka ko ne te sɛ deɛ yakɔ ko a yɛkura atuo ne ase kan ko yɛtu ase afiri ɔman no na nka ɔman no atɔ yɛn na nso no yɛyɛ ne sɛ enye ye ɛna yɛma mmara no yɛayɛ no sɛdeɛ wo na akyerɛ a wɔn nti mmara no ɛnyɛ egi no na yɛ mmara no gye sɛ ɔfa mmara no so because nipa no kɔ yɛsi akɔyɛ wasan de case no kɔ ha wasan de case no kɔ ha wontumi nkɔgyina sɛ nna da yɛ ni mame eti sɛ yɛpɛde agye sɛ Ghana yɛsesa yɛ mmara no sɛ bi asɛ corruption charges sɛ ba yɛmfa bosome nsia afe ɛnfo ɛno deɛ yɛdi anankasa na nyɛ saa hwɛ case bi ada ɔkɔ 8 years opuni asɛm ba 8 years ni emu ne yɛkɔ yi
ana bragid o me for dia wo kan so because president Kufuor time say age na no ho no ye court to be a friend of fast track. I think Justice Georgina Wood, fast track high court. It's the case, quite part how much in check court, more commercial court, your land court. Some of the courts in Como, I'm saying, and there's another one, land court near you more commercial court. Then there's another one, so and almost our courts a high court near divorce cases near a court in Ketwania, the NTD can enter a Bama cases now contempt enter. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
now you understand so man the cabinet kodinwa and tempana ya hunini agi adi. Na se the kicking intermediate. Yes, Anna. Now my young teacher near dia because Obi Wakra one year cromful, but I say they are still politicians in other politicians in Afro. And yet,
you over give them a minute and I'm money a bema of a camera. You over good evening. Over can you so yen good evening.
Stefia Mejoso.
You
Stefia na NDC ni MPP. Today ya omuye. So the day Stefia enkwosifio. Anya press conference ese dun katia ye. So you must kan no kra na minim se bia omo beka se age no na obeka chance okokota kase ni kase uche tape ba ya. Fine. Bibia ni ho a besesa assembly na yedi no and a press conference MPP and so Stefia and Safi that's if you are chain a world boss because Mr. Dena Attorney General no court no a Japan kan no one kasa but if you also move say Attorney General so benya the time Ebisa nsem se do Attorney General no enya the time I don't know so any and Bema Ghana for yensu yebehu say eya no kra na say enya no kra and as if ya matise am say Attorney General no say case ya omo instrument life
well any case in particular LGBT
no also case one Attorney General track was a case we person the baby do emerald life. Say no credit I
have to verify that.
Oh, Sana Martin some Attorney General say or person case we like Sana Martin. What boss because say Attorney General no or a champion of Ghana. What boss on checking the facts. Steph, I think some months ago Attorney General because say was save Ghana 10 trillion. Emma Ghana for the Emma or the whole evidence by if you don't be me and challenge Attorney General said you can hear the credit. But if you only lawyer na Casano or Meki, you say Attorney General no per se or Yana or the two force in two or me and political but I want many lawyer and because Osha if you part by Yenya cases be breoha.
If you are asking in terms of a question.
Also, your a cases be or high na who say a double salary. And a person can buy no ADH, but I buy up to now, I buy can hoshi. Oh, it is a case when you are the man yourself, whether a young man yourself. I no cra say atu forcing wamagana aboka sanya no cra ye be ja no court anya de na ye no abonten na ebesesa bibia nti eno ye balance ye be kasa yenhwe ye kasa bi na sefia e fact tape no Mr. Boateng be kan say ono na dwen no kire said tape no ye doctor eno ye na dwen but tape no sefia yang forensic audit yang forensic bi amai e ma court nyintu say ya doctor na say doctor nti no dey ntimi nyintu to say nka tape no
the tape is not the point
and make say ono na dwen no be kire say ono na dwen na Mr. Boateng be kire nti ya wa outside no ntimi mehu say tape no say ya doctor na say doctor ntimi
because security and
security but ono na dwen wa be kire because onya tape no anya forensic bia oho on the what shall I drink on the say I drink wow you are channel drink oho nti eno de Ti sister fia na mini bibia ka ba to ni de pastor fia de NDC for ye no say attorney general so individual no so se owo no ato force e ko ni ho ko part no so so eyi e ba abontene ato force na ko eji ho nyina akọ panic ni mpanyimfo bebre nipa bebre akọ eji ho akọ panic bi omo akọ ni office enti se ba so omo so e o say Stefiati, my enjoy sa tape when him say about trade say ya na ebeba. Ba anya we na eba bezi sasa atu force nya bibia ye beja no. Ye fa no ntu. Me mpese atu force ye dey atu force me ba kotu. Me mpesa sa de no. So onye bone a ye nya no hwe ye beja wa ye bone so a emra ye fa baby emra dan ye fa ntu. Stefia master no me dasi.
Hey, mo party bro. Mo ben kuya nkata mo politics ni ade amoye no. Patrick Patrick message I was sending. E wa hanum say he has nothing to offer. Tria minim ni papa o ka say they have nothing to offer no. Get say listen to NDC. Where are your politics? We are still waiting for them. The likes of a stadium are wanting to rule Ghana no. HSA Ghana is doomed. No, so they are the message or this and no. I have received 24-hour economy now NDC kind nana. Omo who say they will train. They said they will train the youth on how to sell watch midnight. And when them ko yenti no makofa tape no the abano. Abrante way so or say what a country, an AG of a country can behave in this disgraceful and unprofessional matter, and some people will defend him that he has done nothing wrong. This is where the nation has come to. And also Nadia or do Ediaba and no. Hagan say we are in Ghana now. They say Ghana need them say the akono say ena etie Hagan so message on also ascend the no. Noah Raphael say yen can't check up on MPP ni NDC no free or margin. I say I didn't need any political like so yen if you cry enye and idea babidru and no. Getty. Okay, Getty, I think I read a message now the eba no. Avery, okay, Ablode say, Masa, where you are, you should be ashamed to say that you are MPP. Let's listen to the hypocrisy and just be bold to say you are MPP. What you are alluding to, say you can direct your message because that's a interchange that. Why, Masa, why are you ashamed to say you are MPP? Let's stop the hypocrisy. Okay, you can explain it well, and then I will read it again. Minim say be I reply to be comment initially or send it by Anna. William say yes, it's true. Say age in actual kwakoma attending CJ Musa Kebeya court ne started proceeding now. Omma broadcasting a live no be into me and for one enka. Abranti about say if you Prince Oka say he was in Ghana recently or Boawamba Ghana be I say ya no my Ombeka 70 chuo mo anafi akwakodane ensembi. Geoffrey and some the message Geoffrey will say if you think Ghana is is not an outlaw land, then explain to me why Kofi Boache's wife obtained an injunction order. Injunction, you don't need an order in addition to injunction for his funeral to be rejected by the president. Okay, I don't even know this case. Okay, because there's also Supreme Court ruling on Obiwa who has a friend the right of a Busiano. Obiwa body belongs to the family, it doesn't belong to wife. That's the tradition. Supreme Court to confirm is that this is the law. It's you only must be Biba Becky can when you have to catch him. When you have Becky can say, I want chair when you assist. There's a Supreme Court ruling, a chair say, a friend say, Obiwa, a Busiano, baby, I saw Odina, dear, your mammy side near your modia. The way you call injunction is meaningless because oh mommy and our papa we are oh papa side they are in charge of the body, they have to decide on it. Mila minim who you are responding to, but message claim I think you are responding to somebody to the message clarity, but then I can read the message again for you. I've received the tape cannot remove the AG from his position. I've received the audio, and I think people are doing more politics on the tape issue than anything. Than if they are done politics on this matter. It's so sad. Say about do baby I do sano. Michael Asamano say if you who direct cases involving the state to be heard. Well, AG the chief prosecutor of Ghana. It's normally police for a prosecutor in the lower courts, police for a prosecution, but they nominate under the AG in terms of prosecution. It's AG in a better director, with that's what happens. Jason Akode say if you're MPP cannot do anything about ATO because they are in the same house. Members back at the Chronoa and Omoye Enkosi baby. Theophilus Okan say if you are then the baby a drone, Ghana is collapsing. And yeah, a no Ghana baby a drone the minor is not going in the right direction. Majestica say, in fact, if this tape is real, then the actors were not abducted at all because Niamane was one of the very damning power. No, so the message or the Abba and no. Majestic, I think I read your message. Felix also message you say, hey, Ghana pa, this is reckless and needless tape no has become a topical issue for discussion. Brian, what more important issues or many more also to me Canadian tape na kwa than a year. And when I say a day and a year can is just a sad across or mine yababedu baby. You will say no Frank Kwabna Japan 4040 or say Ghana the baby Drunefia is a failed state. Ghana position no it's a failed state. This is why I win ever at this point in time. Nana Kwaku and Kobia message on also ascend or say if you do you know the AG can give a plea deal to someone involved in a criminal case to testify against those involved? Yes, but the plea deal no doesn't go to accused person. Onipa what charging area or Gina court. That's what we're explaining to you. And a plea deal no offenses are you can be given plea deal. When you be armed robbery. Robbery, armed robbery, untuminya plea deal. Until say you can't plea deal no any can there were parameters or guidelines so if the guidelines you don't fit and yeah no one say by force age bema or plea deal. Tinyo be no ye a year obenya plea deal no sir. So what you say as America for no almost more plea deal no so almost some guidelines are omoye and a song a Ghana so there might be our need Tiadibu on my okay or America, and you okay or Ghana, or maybe I want the lower or the Eduma. But we have a man damasi because Ghana need him say, Assembly, I can't say I can't. We will probably not finish ever because of the way I hear politics.
Very clear in our minds that the cause for the resignation of the Attorney General is misplaced, unwarranted, and this will not put any spokes in the prosecution of Kesel Atufosin and his associates.
So these are documents which the JAPA forwarded to Godfrey Dame. After that meeting, I want to jail somebody. I don't have the documents. Can you help me? If you help me, I will free you. Then we can use the document. And you got all these documents, and still the document could not incriminate anybody. And now you want him to lie on top of the document. So these are documents.
And these are some of the issues, and I'm so age no what the NDC is saying, say, but I can't say there's nothing wrong with say age suspect. If you help me, because it plead you no sometimes to say the amoya or my broche one more Europe ni America no. Say nipa mi enu ni a charge your man. Now say be a unim say nipa ba ko more information bet me e dey ama against the other person. You can use that plea and nipa no bet me plead guilty na always seek court time na the sentence no aba for sometimes the person can even go free and ni nyina ye niam e wo maybe cause wa abroche. So sometimes I don't know, these things happen in abroche and Ghana amendments. The idea was that the abroche dey ni be about be Ghana criminal act but we say for mamenda munyamase somebody joining in this whole very, very interesting tape. I say me akwafa we nyina ba na the end of the day no more nyina yensua bi. Na yemfa ni nyina so nye experience because eka ho e na eso but ye boa ni nyina so be boa ma judicial process no akọ eno so nche say issue bi aba e betena se na ye de ensa hye we demru film say ye nka ho asem talking about it so boa ba ye can tell the na judge ne can ye careful about what we are saying. Yem pese e be good court any matter because this is the only judiciary we have. You good court any matter. A man soon be aba election petition war betimi esi wo Ghana we will not have anywhere to go. But election petition, but the place that you name say is a courtroom where we know that we will get justice. But justice so cannot happen when there's no fair hearing. Until justice, there must be fair hearing on both sides of the divide. Good night. Yakupon Yardman next week. Asia near the year. Godfrey. Osebons, we thank you so much. And they'll join you. Last Monday, the Oko went to me and join here. Mr. Michael Asaman, so thank you. I see there's politics on both sides. Both sides need no be an agenda and no be a person pushing agenda. And next week, thank you so much. Producer Mr. Kojohansi, that's it. DOP, DJ or Black when you the master my brain and your bosses thing. It's watch out for gift yourself cooking, you cook. And the only say big show gift to the only Empress or Jegumana by a big one pan a day Ebram. Watch out for the first episode of Ebram. You're from a lady. If you're good night. Good night.